true all of them ये रैपर सबके सब हैं जाली जब जब बैरी मांगे पैर तब तब बैरी मांगे पानी you know हिला सकता नहीं है कोई हम हराम करके नींदे इनकी मनमानी से सोई अरमान है लेनी और जमीन ना की अरमानी है बोई और जैसे हम करते बाबे ऐसा या करता नहीं है कोई क्योंकि शो के स्टॉपर ठहरा दें दिक्कत ताके तो कहना बे चादर और टांगे फैलाते और मजनू अपनी लैला के मैं हूँ डिमांड में आजकल जैसे सर पे सहरा है और जब भी देते हैं तो खाओ काफी गहरा दे you know it तेरा पैंथर ZXC you know what it is
माइक हेलो माइक ही ऐड करना भूल गया था मैं क्या ही कर सकता हूँ हाँ साउंड नहीं आ रहा पता मेरे को हेलो डेविल भाई वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम क्या हाल चाल कौन सी गेम खेल रहे हो भाई गेम नहीं खेल रहे हैं आज हो रही है वॉच पार्टी EWC की ई स्पोर्ट्स वर्ल्ड कप चालू है तो ई स्पोर्ट्स के वर्ल्ड कप की वॉच स्ट्रीम के राइट्स हमको मिल चुके हैं तो आज वो चालू होगा वैसे तो ये अरे क्या बोल रहा वो एक मिनट मेरे को चैट साइड में खोलने दो यार जस्ट अ मिनट गाइस एक चैट खोल दिया इधर यहाँ पे ओके लाडले क्या तुम जीत भाई हो फीफा WC देखते हो भाई नॉट रियली भाई फीफा का फैन इतना नहीं हूँ मैं लेकिन देख सकते नहीं देख सकते हैं हमारे पास फीफा के राइट्स नहीं है अभी अप्लाई किया है मैंने फीफा के राइट्स नहीं है अभी अभी हम वैलो देख सकते हैं बाकी के भी आ जाएंगे थोड़े टाइम में हेलो रवि भाई वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम क्या हाल चाल कितना टाइम रह गया स्टार्ट होने में 4 मिनट गैस जस्ट 4 मिनट वैलो का हो बे भाई वैलो की वॉच पार्टी होने वाली है अभी जस्ट 4 मिनट में स्टार्ट होने वाली है ड्रैगो भाई साउंड सही आ रहा ना अरे मैं इधर बोलूंगा तो सही आएगा मेरा माइक थोड़ा सा ना
हेलो
सही है ना साउंड वैलो क्या वैलो गेम भाई वैलो रेंट उसका आज है वो क्या बोलते हैं वर्ल्ड कप चल रहा है आज है नहीं मतलब चल रहा है काफी टाइम से यस स्टार्ट होने वाला है बस थोड़े ही देर में 3 मिनट्स मोर 3.5 मिनट मोर आज सेमीफाइनल है एशिया वर्ल्ड कप गेम का यस सर यस सिर्फ वैलोरेंट ही नहीं है बहुत सारी गेम्स हैं और भी बहुत सारी गेम्स हैं वो दिख जाएंगे अभी थोड़ी देर में कौन कौन सी है लाइव हो जाओ भाई लाइव हो जाओ सही चल रहा है ना ठीक है 11 व्यूज 7 कॉन्करेंट व्यूअर्स भाई लाइक कर दो जो भी देख रहे हैं जल्दी से प्लीज़ एंड शेयर कर दो अपने दोस्तों के साथ जो जो देखना चाहते हैं सब मिलके देखते हैं भाई ठीक है, 2.5 मिनट और, 2.5 मिनट और। हेलो वीडियो, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। क्या हाल चाल? देखो, जो जो शॉर्ट्स पे देख रहे हैं, अगर उनको लॉन्ग पे देखना है तो मेरे चैनल पे लॉन्ग पे भी स्ट्रीम चल रही है। साथ साथ में, मतलब साथ साथ में क्या मतलब, लॉन्ग पे जाके देख सकते हो। शॉर्ट्स में मज़ा नहीं आता है देखने में, व्यूज़ आ जाते हैं बस। ठीक है, ठीक है, सही चल रही है, सही चल रही है, सब सही चल रहा है। अभी हम चालू कर देंगे उसमें ऑडियो वॉडियो डाल के। कितना टाइम? 2 मिनट। दिखा दूँ क्या? चलो, उतने में उसकी ना वो साउंड वगैरह भी सेट कर देते हैं। आ रहा आ क्यों नहीं रहा है ये? एक मिनट गाइस, समथिंग इज हैपनिंग। यस, इट इज हैपनिंग। हो गया। और इसमें डालेंगे हम ऑडियो। ऑडियो डालेंगे इसकी इसकी। ठीक है, ठीक है। और ये तुम ये ईयरफोन यूज़ करते गेम खेलने के लिए भी? कौन से गेम खेलने के लिए? तो भाई ये वाले हैं, ये वाले। लेकिन ये मैं अभी यूज़ नहीं कर रहा है क्योंकि अभी मैंने बाल सेट किए हैं अभी अभी। हेलो जेंटी भाई, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। ऐसे ही गलती से, गलती से। है क्या आपने मूड के बारे में सोचा है? अरे नाचो भाई, अपना स्वेटर में होम टाउन छोड़ के आए हूँ। डैम भाई, क्या हुआ? नहीं नहीं, तुमको तो बुलाया गया है भाई। गेम की स्क्रीन बड़ी कर, गेम की स्क्रीन इतनी ही रहेगी। वो जो अभी टाइमर दिख रहा है, ये टाइमर शुरू होते ही, मतलब ख़त्म होते ही अपने फुल स्क्रीन। अरे मेरे में 6 सेकंड्स है। 5 4 3 2 1 हो गया। मेरे में तो हो गया, हो गया मेरे वाले में फुल स्क्रीन हो गया। चालू। ओए, ऑडियो किधर है?
Have to accumulate points across a series of 24 different games. So serious contenders are going to want to field a lot of teams. It's like the great Canadian hockey player Wayne Gretzky once said, "I don't even like poutine. I know it's supposed to be our country's thing, but this isn't the right... Can you pull up the right one? Yeah, thank you. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So there you have it. So you might be asking yourself, well, why don't these clubs just field as many teams as possible? Well, the answer's a little complicated, but the technical term is that it's expensive. Hey, anyone got a euro? I'm trying to buy an esports team. I just need a couple million. Anyways, here's a copyright-free version of Wonderfall. I said, well, maybe I'm gonna buy an esports team, maybe.
भाई तो ये क्या बोल?
And after that, I'm gonna buy a laundromat. Is that,
क्या कर रही हो भाई?
But does it actually work? Let's say that the results are mixed. For example, in 2024, Twisted Minds qualified 12 teams for EWC, but 7 of them didn't even register a single point. And not one of those teams found a tournament win, which, if my math is correct, that leads us to... and the same number of wins my grandma had that year. Now, in 2025, Virtus Pro registered 18 teams, and because I'm such a huge supporter of esports, I pledged that for every win they got, I would rescue a cat from an animal shelter. No meow meows were saved that year. I would have been better off pledging to Verstappen sim racing. I mean, look at these guys. Specialized sniper clubs. 1 shot, 1 kill. That's gotta be better, right? Well, sort of. In 2025, Twisted Minds doubled down on EWC, bringing 14 teams, but 8 of them didn't register
a single point.
However, they were able to move up into the standings to 4th place.
पानीपुरी क्या हुआ
With
है?
millions
कैसे
of people
मतलब
from
कैसे
around
क्या
the
हुआ
world
नहीं?
tuning into this year's Esports World Cup, the pressure of winning is
अच्छा.
at an all-time high, but the threat of losing even higher. So who's going to be taking home the World Cup this year? Do any of us even still have jobs after this? Have the KC fans already found my hotel? Find out the answer to all these questions and more at the Esports World Cup.
Always great to see, Avli. Thank you for that breakdown on the club championship and how things go here in Paris for 2026. Welcome back to the STC Arena as we get you ready for these semi-final matchups. Digon alongside Kukuka and Athena once again. We're going to start with our second series first. It's the BBL versus NRG matchup. And this one, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts here, Kukuka, on what jumps out at you just from a broad storyline, given the fact that both these squads have such rich stories.
Is going to be the most important thing. We've seen the individuals turning up, and that is what I expect to be. Yep. I expect EMEA to come on top.
All right.
Okay. We had so many teams, it went wrong so quickly. For Americas, it went so well, Athena. I don't need to hear it. But seriously, I am so happy of the BBL that we are seeing, because it was the easy narrative for this team was to have a very good start of the year and then lose that as the year progresses. Because it's seriously what happens with every single team. Staying at the top is not something.
कल का नहीं देखा भाई मैंने, कल तो मेरा नेट ही नहीं था, क्या करूं मैं?
You know, like the papers, and not even that. You will not
अच्छा, अरे मैं पुश टू टॉक में रखा है मैंने.
So for them to have this redemption, this performance that we're seeing, this is what they promised us at the beginning of the year. We'd have it on stage, we have it on interviews.
हटा दिया लो, हटा दिया.
I think for me, this BBL team is really the Cinderella story of this place right now.
अरे मैडी भाई क्यों बनते जा रहे हो तुम?
From Ascension, they get picked up by BBL. They had to lose a player.
Black Horn के शेरिफ आ गए. Black Horn.
And then the performance that they put on
Black
last
Horn,
time that they played was actually phenomenal. Dropping one of the favorites that were playing in the tournament. BBL, every single player performing. The firepower is insane.
DC पे हो क्या? हवाई DC पे है.
Clips like this reminds me of the
DC पे हैं हम बानरा वाले
they
में.
have, and I really love to see it from BBL. It genuinely excited me to watch them playing.
I think that this team is what G2 wanted to be, but on steroids kind of thing, you know? Like, they earned their spot. They earned their spot. Let's put it like that. They have a very good performance. Everybody's like, oh, they're grinded their way up. But, like, BBL is doing it at a much faster pace.
Yeah, pretty funny given the fact that
आजा भाई आजा कोई ना इनवाइट भेजो मैंने
roster in the tournament and BBL the youngest roster in the tournament trying to get the same type of results.
अरे सेंटी भाई ये कौन सी डिस्कॉर्ड में घुसा दिया?
Are their opponents? It is NRG.
So who's the oldest on the desk?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's send it over to
एक बंदा शायद join करेगा.
the most established Ethan and his boys, the two-time champ, bringing it on the cusp of yet another grand finals.
Yeah, I think for NRG, they've been really struggling this year. They haven't really been able to perform at globals. They've been just underwhelming after their champions win back in 2025, and now they're trying to figure themselves out as a roster. That being said, so far in EWC, they've put up the numbers. We've seen players like Nana consistently popping off on that duelist, and players like Kiko performing now that he's in his home region, putting up those numbers, hyping up the crowd. And I think for me, seeing his confidence blossom really well on a global stage has been really nice to watch.
Watch party.
It was the second match of the first day of playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. I think that the person that had the
Show
most trust in them was
LeBron.
There were so many of these plays that could have perfectly gone their way.
वही तो latent की watch party क्या भाई?
At the same time, we see an Ethan. He was even saying on X, on Twitter, however you want to call it these days, that they're in a position where Neon is still so OP that if you don't play it, it's like you're missing out on everything that the agent is bringing you. So they're also offering context in everything that they're having to go through to be able to stand on that stage and actually put up a fight.
भाई ये OG Drago को जानते हो? हाँ भाई जानता हूँ ना.
About these two rosters, it's LaRock and Mata, both of them very, very clearly marking themselves as the villain here in Paris, playing to the crowd and saying, make all the noise that you want. We're going to be here as your teams are out.
Yeah, I think BBL, Larock especially, he's given them some respect before yesterday, making sure that he mentioned that NRG is going to knock out Team Heretics or whoever it was that was playing against them. But the best part for me is I know he will not be giving them respect in the game today. I know he's going to run them over and make sure he's keeping that confidence firing the whole time.
They need that. And not only that, you're also mentioning Mata. And coming into this tournament, and I'm going to say it, coming into every tournament, I feel like we're expecting something great from him internationally and when it's against these type of teams. Especially when we speak about BBL and being an electric team. They're going to be on your face, extra aggressive. You want someone to match up to that. And I feel like Mata was slowly but surely getting accommodated onto the stage. But it was not until that final map where he actually turned up fully and carried the team. And that is when at the end of the match, he stood up and told people to be quiet.
That'll be our second series of the day. But for now, our teams for the first series are starting to roll up here in Paris at the arena. There it is, 100 Thieves. Timatino, that was the man crushing the key.
कौन पूछ रहा आ रहा भाई मेरे बारे में इतना फेमस हो गया हाँ भाई बहुत फेमस हो गया ड्रैगो भाई तू रवि कुमार भाई पूछ रहे हैं.
On the opposite side, it is Nongshim Red Force, the lone Pacific representative out of all the teams, the lone Eastern team representative out of all 16 teams that made it to the playoffs. They are one win away from the grand finals and trying to recapture that Masters Santiago form.
As we said yesterday, was also a very tiring day. Look at all of those matches going to distance and going to the third one. 100 Thieves and Nongshim were also playing yesterday, with Nongshim having a great resurgence against Vitality, a Vitality that looked broken by the end of that best of three. 13-7 into a 13-2. Did not turn up at all on the other side. Nongshim just snowballing the competition completely.
Yeah, my favorite part about Nongshim was the fact that
Nongshim जीत सकती है भाई मुझे लग रहा है
like 3 different maps, 3 different players top fragging, and everyone else was doing such a good job. But then of course we jump into why they're doing so good and why we were kind of questioning it. The main reason was Dambi. He wasn't performing. They took him off the Neon for a short time when they were in Pacific, but they put him back on it. And I think now the team kind of rolling on their wheels, figuring out the way that they're playing is really worth it. And of course players like Xross consistently getting really good shots in, and this
and Nongshim
was the most consistent.
मैंने नोंगशिम का देखा था ना.
For the same way that in Chile we could all agree that the MVP had to go to Dambi because there was no way that they could have made it and it wouldn't have looked so good without him. To me, it's Ivy. All throughout group stage, even the day that he was sick and literally had to leave to go take care of himself, it has not stopped him. He has one mission here, and it is to take that trophy to Pacific.
Yeah, Ivy with his very own flu game to
भाई ऐसा नहीं बोलते भाई.
In Valorant we call it a Leo game. He did it.
Yeah, he did fantastic. And that's the thing, going back to what you said, Athena, everyone having their specific moments in this very tight matchup against what felt like to be yet another one of the tournament favorites in Vitality.
Yeah, their powerhouse somewhat of a super team for EMEA, and they just struggled. They couldn't shut it down.
4,400 रुपए ला
तो their defenses were so good. Their trap plays, their setups, every single time it seemed like they were on the right page. Everyone together doing something together, and I think that's what made Nongshim so phenomenal to watch and why it was such a good game for them. Their game plan was solid, but again, like you said, they had short time to prep. So can they bring that same energy into the match versus 100 Thieves?
Yeah, and in the opposite side, it is that 100 Thieves who won the Americas Derby against MIBR Los. And you just love this because everyone yet again stepping up. Timatino
मेरा पैसा दो 400 रुपए कौन सा पैसा भाई 400 रुपए
and then bringing it to that final map where there was just no response there by MIBR Los.
There were so many cool things about this game. I was enjoying it like a kid, especially this fracture when we saw the composition and we started reacting and we saw the plan for the side of 100 Thieves. It was so well polished. They trusted it. It was actually I'm going to say it was America's supposed to be super team, right? It's turning out to be a little bit like Vitality. Could not turn up. Yes, the second map was definitely got a lot closer, but you can see that 100 Thieves was not going to let this go, even jumping into the third map.
Yeah, I think
bhai Recon Phantom bhai Recon Phantom.
The double duelists, man, they are so good at setting themselves up for success. But the best part is they're also following each other, making sure they're getting a lot of those trades and just opening up rounds for their teams. Those two players are the ones I'm going to be looking at the most because they've been so phenomenal. The way that they've been playing really made 100 Thieves shine yesterday.
Well, for Map Veto and who gets priority, we had the skirmish, and we actually have a recording of that right now as we take a look at the two players doing the 1v1 and getting in there for their side. I'm not exactly sure.
तुम्हारा 400 रुपए लेके भाग गया भाई, कोई ना 400 ही है। तुम सही में ड्राइवर को जानते हो क्या?
Yep.
There we go. All right.
Skirmish maneuver.
But they're gonna show us the entire thing.
No, it was the slow cam at the start that got me crazy. That was nice. But 1v1, Dambi getting that first pick. This is kind of
Is this a fair duel? No disrespect to Bora.
Listen, I think putting your duelist up against the IGL is kind of crazy.
अभी नहीं मैं निकालता
Do you think they allowed coaches to do it?
भाई देख तेरे से 400 रुपए मांग रहे हैं ट्रैको भाई।
Because in EMEA, is like the coaches are like, yeah, I don't want this to affect my players before we go on stage. Because what if like they don't win and they, you know, they get in their heads? Actually, it's like, yeah, whatever. It's just a 1v1. Get over it.
Coaches going up. I think actually there was.
अरे तुमने मेरा 1v1 नहीं देखा वो टूर्नामेंट वाला?
Someone had actually beat one of them.
I'm gonna say it's Christine.
Immortal वालों को हरा के आया हूँ मैं।
To me, it's gonna be Potter that won that.
Yeah, 2-1.
Against whoever that was.
2-1 for Bora though. I mean, my IGL is going crazy. My IGL.
Yo, if Bora wins this and actually Dambi has a bad game, now there's proof.
Yeah, no,
there's evidence. There's evidence.
मैं बोरा ही हूँ.
To take the skirmish.
We need a graph with evidence based on who loses the skirmish, how they perform in the game right after.
मैं ही बोरा हूँ.
One for Bora here. He was another one of the top performers. When Lou did her interview
बोरा वो
with
प्लेयर
the
का नाम
French
है जिसको
casters,
सपोर्ट
she
कर रही
said,
हो.
all right, on 3, who is the best player in the server right now? 1, 2, 3. Both casters said Bora, so he himself, alongside Timotino and Asuna, had him a great game yesterday.
The clutches, right, that we were seeing, they were very good calls. He's also one of the stories coming into this 100 Thieves because he still has to yet evolve as an IGL and you know, and he won. 5-1. 5-1. No shit going home. No shit. They don't stand a chance.
5-1.
There's no way you're saying that. I love that though. Honestly, guys, I predicted 100 Thieves to win the whole event.
Oh, okay.
I think the way that they were playing yesterday, I don't want to curse it, but like I might be on the right track. Just a little bit.
I'm just surprised that it was just a shrug, no GG, no nothing, just a shrug, and got to get back because we got Map Veto, and Map Veto is standing by right now. Let's send it on over to Comp Ops.
Okay, so 100 Thieves won the skirmish, so you guys get to choose Team A or Team B.
We're choosing Team B.
Okay, so 100 Thieves Team B, Nongxin Team A.
We ban Fracture.
Okay, Fracture ban.
Ban split.
Split ban. You guys pick the first map.
Fracture ban, split ban. ओए नंगशी में इतने नर्वस क्यों हो तुम लोग? भूल गया.
Sunset pick.
Attack on Sunset.
Attack. Okay.
Sunset ले लिया.
Okay, Lotus pick. You guys choose the side.
We pick attack.
Attack. Okay, next ban.
We ban Ascent.
Ascent. Ascent ban.
Ban Breeze.
Breeze ban. So the decider will be Heaven.
अरे भाई. ओ साथ में बोलते जा रहे भाई.
Attack.
Attack pick. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you.
And there you have it, Sunset, Lotus, and Haven. So Sunset kicking things off here. I was chatting with Tom earlier. He feels like this was a pretty good trap set by 100 Thieves in terms of maps.
I think the same. I think that they're very smart in banning the split. We could see how long Nongxin were taken. Where I was looking at the Vitos, like, it's kind of obvious. You need to think a lot about recent form and whatnot. Having that Sunset there, I was literally telling you, I think 100 Thieves are being very smart in their map veto so far.
They probably have something cooked up. We haven't seen their sunset for such a long time now, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they have cooked up. We talked about them playing Harbor on almost every single map. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again, or maybe the Sage.
Maybe the Sage. Oh, and Asuna
Harbor to बढ़िया sunset पे यार.
I mean, signed.
Less than a minute to go.
Harbor to बढ़िया
It's time for us to
sunset पे.
do our EWC pick'ems. And so,
Okay, Deacon, I've been told that you're very good at this.
Hey, did you know what you did yesterday? Actually,
हार्बर लेते हैं. हाँ वही बोल रहा हूँ मैं. सनसेट पे बोल रहे हैं, देखा जाएगा. हो सकता है कि सनसेट पे भी हार्बर के लिए, लेकिन बढ़िया है हार्बर.
BBL versus NRG.
2-1 BBL.
कहाँ से पिक करते हैं?
2-1 BBL.
All right, we're going 2-1 BBL. Boop.
2-1
Got that
BBL.
one locked on in. And then our matchup that we're about to
Side
call
पे दबा के
is
किधर?
Longshim.
You choose.
There's
We've been
one
ये
yapping.
पहले
We've
बताना
been
होता है.
doing all the
One right
yapping.
answer. I believe in you. Go ahead.
Come on,
प्ले
Dan.
पे. स्टार्ट विद योर गेम. नेक्स्ट स्टेज. ठीक है. क्लोज एंड प्ले. किसका चल रहा है अभी? कहाँ गया? 11 है. यही तो है. लॉग इन टू प्ले बोल रहा है भाई. मैंने लॉग इन ही नहीं किया है. वही तो.
성장에 와서 그룹 스테이지 때보다는 확실히 좀 더 좋은 경기력으로 올라와가지고 4강 올라올 수 있어서 너무 기분이 좋아요.
दिलवा दो भाई 2000 ले लो भाई प्लीज. भाई नहीं भाई थैंक यू. आई डोंट नीड भाई.
저희
तुम
팀은
देख लो
지금
ड्रैगो से पूछ लो
확실히
पैसे देगा तो दे देगा.
한 판 할 때마다 한 판 할 때마다 연습할 때나 뭐나 계속해서 성장해 나가고
हेलो
있는
जेरेमी भाई वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. हाउ आर यू?
관중분들이
हेलो विक्रम भाई वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. क्या हाल चाल?
확실히 더 활기차고 재밌었던 경기였던 것 같고 일단 여기 온 팀들 대부분이 자기 지역에서 굉장히 잘해서 여기 온 거기 때문에 어떤 팀이 와도
अरे तुम
저는
तो नहीं बोल रहा भाई.
다 이길 것 같은 자신감은 있습니다.
In his hands, he's got them in his palm, and he's closing into a fist. A three-piece.
I feel like from the outside looking in, it looked a lot more rough around the edges than it actually felt. I feel like in the series, I felt I was pretty in control most of the time. Things we didn't expect, maybe just really like a run for our money, but other than that, I felt in control the whole time, and yeah, it felt smooth sailing. Everyone makes mistakes, but I think we're playing a game that is even better than before, and we're taking every game with lots of lessons, and we're definitely peaking at the right time. We're all individually showing up for sure. I don't really hear the fans too much, but when I did my clutch, I did hear them. It got me hype, and yeah, always having a crowd, it makes me play even better.
रवि भाई ड्रैगो को मैसेज कर दो एक बार. बोल रहा है ड्रैगो.
Every game gets me a little overstimulated. I'm just coming down right now. It feels good. And yeah, I'm happy that we're peaking right now as a team and we're in form. And it feels great to play every game. I hope you guys bring your best game.
Eight, 2, 7, 6. हाँ मेरा पीछे चल रहा थोड़ा.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour amis gamers.
किसे कर रहा सपोर्ट भाई? मैं तो नॉन्गशिम को.
Cette troisième journée de l'Esports World Cup.
क्योंकि 100 Thieves को कर रहा है इसलिए मैं नॉन्गशिम को कर रहा
Et
हूँ.
voilà Lou et nous serons vos hosts pour la journée.
Je m'appelle Lou.
Exactement.
Ouais, I'm cool with that. Listen, it's EWC. We expect it to be unpredictable. We expect the unexpected, and the last couple of days here in Valorant have delivered. I don't think many expected the lineup that we have here for our semis. What a few days it's been.
Yeah, especially having Vitality out this early, given that there were serious contestants for, you know, the club championship trophy. But, you know, they're out already, so there's space to take.
Yeah, we're down now to the final four, and I don't want to jinx anything, but we have seen nothing but long, contested, banger series, and I expect more of the same today. Our final 4 teams, 2 of them will make it to the grand final tomorrow to have a crack at this bad boy.
Indeed, with us, you're always in for a treat. Donc, comme le disait Ian, on veut pas de jinx, mais à chaque fois, depuis le début des playoffs, ça a été des longues journées, ça a été des matchs de 1. Donc, normalement, vous allez être avec nous pour tout le reste de la journée. Il n'y a que 2 tickets pour la place en grande finale. Should we welcome the first semi-finalists?
Absolutely. Please welcome, bienvenue, 100 Thieves!
100 Thieves!
Timotino, hier, s'est pris pour Kylian Mbappé et aujourd'hui, il va falloir assumer. Let's see if the 100 Thieves can steal the crown here in Paris.
Absolutely oozing
confidence. It is me in the RP server.
They are
Arey
ready
kya
to
bak rahe
engage
hai?
in and see themselves in that grand final.
And against them, the last hope of Korea, the last hope of Pacific. It is Nongshim Red Force.
Talia.
They might be the last hope
हम बनाएंगे
for
dating.
Pacific, but you can see they've got plenty of hope and determination in their eyes as they wave to the fans here, getting a strong ovation despite the fact that they took out Vitality yesterday.
It's Americas versus Pacific. Time to pick your champion. Choisissez votre champion.
Only one spot hangs in the balance in the grand final. Who's taking it?
Thank you very much, Lou and Ian, as we get ourselves ready. I'm not sure if you could hear that at home, but the Nongshim Red Force cheer was very, very loud. The Paris Fans will know they are the home favorite. Possibly because they knocked out Vitality, possibly because they're not an America's team, but either way, it has been awesome with all the action here in the intros, but the ceremonies are over and it's time for the guys to get themselves into the server.
Yeah, now we're going to be seeing Sunset as that first map. Little bit of a question mark from the side of 100.
कौन-कौन से मैप थे? Sunset और Haven और
they actually lost this against
Pearl है ना?
Yeah, very close encounters, right? But there has to be a reason for them to go into this Sunset. Maybe they were practicing.
Haven ही बोला मैंने.
Partners coming into the event and they have seen a little bit of that Sunset, and maybe why 100 Thieves wouldn't want to play it. Maybe there are things that we just don't know about this encounter. What I do know is, now that I think about it, I do not want an Americas versus Americas final, so I'm actually with the crowd on this one.
Listen.
भाई कितना pressure होता होगा ना इन लोगों पे?
I will do that if you do that with me.
Oh, okay. I'm not making any promises. Anyway, back into Sunset.
I don't want you. No. I don't want you. I am okay with this as long as you don't tell me at the end of the day, oh, because Nongshim won, I want to go with NRG. Just protecting myself.
Listen, everyone knows I'm 100 Thieves stand.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows. It's public. It's on social media. It's out there. I'm not scared to admit it. But that's why I'm really looking forward to Sunset, because Nongshim, their side, they played that breach. They like to do a lot of those trap setups, fast splits into market, making sure they've set themselves up for success. But I don't know if that's going to work against 100 Thieves, because they tend to cook up some crazy stuff.
मेरे को भी IAM लेने
They're
हैं यार.
really good with their duelist entries. They're good at baiting a lot of that utility too. And so I'm expecting from the side of 100 Thieves maybe a little smile from NBS once again to make sure he knows how to get
a little bit of a smirk. I
इसके
think
बाद बात
also
करते
that
हैं.
G2 did a lot of their homework for them, because we already saw G2 being in this situation against Nongshim, having to bounce back, having to go up against them, and just deal with the utility we just saying about the breach. And I think that they did a very good job. Could it possibly be that Nongshim is about to change something again?
No way. Changing, perhaps? I think that'd be super exciting to see 2 different comps
इतना close up क्यों दे रहे भाई? इतना close up क्यों दे रहे?
Sunset is back. Everybody wants to know how are we going to be playing Sunset.
इतना close up क्यों दे रहे भाई?
I don't feel like there's someone out there that is 100% convinced there is the best in slot.
Yeah, the meta is not defined yet. The play style is not defined yet. There is no set strategy.
भाई जर्सी 100 Thieves की सुंदर है भाई.
So new when it's come back with all these meta changes. The only thing I do know is I'm definitely expecting a Neon. Neon has been so good clearing that elbow, taking care of the mains, and it feels like we're gonna see something like that.
Okay, Dambi Neon Extra Speed Xerox क्या नाम है इसका? RB Omen, IB Cypher, Francis Breach. Dambi तो Neon ही खेलता है ना? Dambi Neon ही खेलता है.
Bang on that Omen. Asuna is going to jump into the Phoenix. Timotino with that Neon that you were mentioning, Athena, and the value that is going to have to find, especially with the performance that Timotino had yesterday. With them starting on the attack, Ball is completely in their court, to be a surprise here.
I think for me, it's X-Ross not on the Phoenix. X-Ross going here with the fade. He was clutch in many of those rounds yesterday on a duelist, but will flip on over to fit the composition for Nongshim Red Force. With the big talking points, you guys hammered it home. It is Timotino. Tournament. They're going to go head to head in this first map. Best of 3. One step closer to the finals with this map win as we send it on over to our casters for this matchup. Pacific versus Americas. Nongshim Red Force and 100 Thieves on the call. It's Tom and Mitchman.
Thank you, Deacon. It's time to kick this one off with 100 Thieves stepping down on that stage. But I was surprised to see or to hear that Nongshim, I think they might have gotten the louder cheer out of the two.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe they've won some people over. Maybe
the Gentleman's fans.
Eliminating 1 or 2 people along the way might have helped them out. But I also want to talk a little bit about the veto going into this one. I came into today going, okay, both of these teams have a bit of a map that they're going to ban. Fracture, Nongshim, it went the way I expected. It's that sunset that was the surprise. And I saw MBS coach of 100 Thieves earlier, and he had a grin on his face. He took out the split. He knew this map was coming, and it seems like 100 Thieves have a plan. But if it was a trap, Nongshim have gone, I'll take your trap and I'll raise you because we think we could beat you on this map anyway.
Oh, different identities brought to the server here. Nongshim starting with the breach. You see the stun lined up. Not long for this world. They threw out a cage to try to help him, but there was no way back for him, and now 100 Thieves are sent scurrying, leaving this position with just Cryo holding it. Lots of traffic coming his way, but he hits hard and brings us back to a 3v3.
Yeah, it's left an isolated player on the other side as well that has to be dealt with. Ivy had a phenomenal performance yesterday and is going to need another one. It's a dink connected, but it's not quite a kill. That allows a route straight towards the B site.
ये बहुत irritating चीज़ है भाई पहले राउंड में शील्ड.
It's going to be quite awkward for the defensive side because it's planted.
First round shield.
It's an excellent recovery by 100 Thieves. Cryo did the work outside of A.
Bang ने.
Formality on the trade.
उसको पड़ा head पड़ा लेकिन मरा नहीं.
Time ticks away. Francis sees absolutely nothing. Normally you're going to expect to have seen the spike by now, but like you said, that plant position for 100 Thieves, it gives them that forward position to hold from. Awkward fight here in the corner. Vora isolated. But they've got the time on their side now. That stuns bought them even more. A paranoia to delay, and I even get them out of the corner. Maybe not for Bang. He's going to be caught off. Timotino, the last man standing.
Damn.
Caught by his side, forced Francis on the defuse.
Damn.
It's a narrow margin, but a solid opening from 100 Thieves.
I'll be honest, I thought that Aftershock was going to be enough to win the round. Clearing both players from that awkward corner, forcing them into a wider position, and both of them being tagged low. But it is, again,
Aftershock.
Some individual brilliance from Timotino. A man who is quickly rising up the rankings of how highly rated he will be. And for 100 Thieves, of course, a team that narrowly missed out on London. I'm out of here. Now look to leave their mark at EWC.
Deploying drone.
Well, this one's looking a little bit quicker. An open B site. Not really anything in terms of resistance, although saying that, Nongshim have rotated in very quick.
Timotino's not looking to let Ivy out of that corner. Seemed to be a death sentence for Nongshim in the last round. flash coming through. Asuna forced back by the Seas, but again for Nongshim, they don't have a lot to actually fight with. Like, they're dealing with that first burst of aggression, but they shouldn't win most of the fights yet. They're trading remarkably well to start. But to finish, it seems to be a different story. RB left alone, trying to add more of a cost to this round, but the price tag stays at 2.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more costly than they would have liked.
हाँ देख तो रहा हूँ Phoenix में थोड़ी खेलता तुम खेलते हो Phoenix.
But ultimately, that's about the minimum that the 100 Thieves would have been hoping for, and of course, Asuna getting a couple of those kills is always going to help out get towards that Phoenix. So the funny thing is, looking at these two Sunset compositions, you'd kind of look at what 100 Thieves are playing and think, I quite like to see Nongshim like that more aggressive double duelist, having the potential for Exros back on the Phoenix. So I want to see what they get out of this composition that they can't get elsewhere. And well, these aggressive stun pushes seems to be a part of the plan. It hasn't caught too much in the early round. That has though.
Yeah, I'm not sure that has much to do with the agent in play, but the breach of Francis finds one in the spam. Big pickup and a Rolling Thunder online now for Nongshim. It's going to be put through quite early on. I'm not sure they can really even follow up on that. As the smokes fade, it's just a delay strategy. It's stopping the spike from going down until reinforcements are here. Job done with Cryo alone. The rifle in his hand, a sliver of health remaining, and a firing squad around the corner. Nongshim have handled that aggression beautifully.
Yeah, this is going to be about damage now. How much cost can Cryo cause this Nongshim side, or are they going to come out of this one flawlessly? It's already an impressive start. They've enjoyed these deep pushes off the back of the utility of Francis, but he's also just frying. And this was sort of the fun thing yesterday. I think in that third map in particular, we were watching Nongshim play, and a lot of it just didn't make sense. Like with how quickly they could swarm onto an opponent, how good they were with just individual shots through smoke. Okay, this one there was a reveal, but yesterday there weren't many reveals. They were just hitting those shots anyway.
Straight BS.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ भाई recon phantom is recon.
Again, I truly believe there's no one in this tournament that can stop them.
Well, yeah, it straight up looked like they were cheating yesterday. Like, they had every read right. Even when players were in front of them, they would just cut straight through, mow them down, and Danby with his early aggression was a big feature. Now he tagged Asuna, but the ult is activated. Phoenix gonna get his health bar right back, but won't get much for the ult popped. The space immediately filled in by Nongshim, but the rotate through is massive. This defensive side has all 5 players towards the A side a couple of seconds ago, and 100 Thieves are quickly switching direction. This is going to be the B site for free.
Oh, maybe
danger for Cryo. Okay, he's caught Ivy on the cross.
Well, Exros has managed to rotate in, and just the spams have helped him. He's now in trouble, though. Revealed up at the back of the site. Danby now making a move. This is very isolated from the defense, but they are happy to make these moves alone. They have the individual players that can just take over rounds. And Danby, once again, maybe the best of them. He leaves it down to Cryo, and there's no hope with Arthur on the flank. There are moments where you look at what Nongshim do and go, that's one man against the world, but when that one man is Danby, that is enough.
Yeah, it's the best thing as well, is seeing him be challenged by a wide swing Neon, that slide going through, the thing that so often buys him that first shot on his opponent, and he just domes him. He gets him right away, like, oh no, bro, you're not gonna catch me with those tricks. Look at this, or don't. But it was unbelievable seeing him flick so quickly, take that backside control, and that's the thing. Like you say, sometimes it looks like Nongshim make mistakes, and then you realize that they've just got the players who can thrive in those positions far more often than they should.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing we talk about when we look at
Apex.
It's like from top to bottom, they have so much
One way,
skill.
but
yeah,
not
sure,
to fight
sometimes they'll get punished for it. But already, Ivy playing back into his utility. They're up against an eco, so you think they need to be careful, but they don't care at all. Cryo left alone. He'd hope for one. He'd pray for a second, but I don't think he's going to get anything from this round. They are just dancing around him. And it's Francis that ends up with the final kill. And look at them. This is a team in a semi-final looking for a spot in the grand final of EWC, and they are giggling.
Yeah, momentum is a big factor for this squad. We saw that yesterday, heating up as the series went on, and they're coming off the back of that win.
This is 11-3.
For 100 Thieves, there's a lot to deal with, and you'd think coming in, it would be Ivy based on yesterday. It would be Danby in those big rounds, or maybe X-Ross. Or hell, RB behind the smoke. Jeez, that was ridiculous on Breeze, but Francis now the one leading the charge, and that is the thing.
लो push कर दिया mid से.
He's already in their spawn. He's running it down, and it's a taste of what 100 Thieves will have to deal with across this half. All-out aggression, and they've dealt with every facet of it here.
Only
Francis left on 5 HP. And that might put Nongshim in their place.
Yeah, this is what we need to start seeing from 100 Thieves is, okay, we know they're going to press us.
ये तो खुद 10 HP है ये.
We need to be able to soak up that pressure, otherwise they will continue to do it in more and more aggressive ways. This time, even with the stun, Bang was able to soak up a lot of that pressure, and a solid round from him individually. A 3K to level up the scoreline and take us 3-3.
ये क्या दिखा दिया उसने? उसका
Yeah, we were definitely in that danger zone of seeing Nongshim.
वो फोन पे उसका 100 Thieves का लोगो दिखा रहा था, उसकी स्वाइप हो गई.
Exactly what that looks like.
Even split. They won, what was it? They won I think it was an eco round from X-Ross. And then X-Ross, I think from then onwards, they won 8 rounds in a row. Like, it just, all it takes is for them to get into a rhythm, and it's going to be very important for 100 Thieves to deny that from happening. Because don't get me wrong, there's fantastic players on both sides of the stage. You don't end up in a semi-final without that being the case, but Danby is just running it down. He's been shut down again. And now the rest of the players have got to try and find a reaction. 100 Thieves have slowed their pace quite a bit, and I think that's helping them.
Of course, last round, we saw it in the replay. Bang was finding 2 shots through the smoke. They thought that Nongshim, well, let's just go aggressive again. Let's fight
nice.
them. Last time we got unlucky. This time, we'll show them what we're made of. And X-Ross, it might not have been Danby as the tip of the spear, but the hilt just as deadly. Cryo.
He's in a good spot.
Looked like he's got a fantastic chance to backstab here. It's all going to come down to timing, though. And indeed, the direction that they go in with the hat off the head. Ivy's got all the info.
Yeah, X-Ross, I'll be honest, for the majority of this round, it looked like he should have been dead to rights. Nightfall, not going to connect. Both players have been able to dodge it. It does clear a lot of real estate. But those positions can be filled back in, and in fact, they have done. Isolated fights, looking like the most likely turn of core. X-Ross needs another, and it's his 4th kill of the round already. Looking for that last player.
How
does X-Ross make every move exactly as he needs it? And an ace already in our semi-final.
We wanted to see that comp on the other side. We wanted to see
playing
the Phoenix so X-Ross could have a chance to shine, but my God, it doesn't seem to matter.
He's insane.
What he's playing, look at that. The read couldn't be better.
Doesn't even react. He's just made one of the most insane plays of the tournament, and he doesn't even react. My God.
Sensational for Nongshim. That's the lead secured. And proof
Yeah,
that it's not
push
just
कर रहा है
Francis
ये.
here today. Danby will not be deterred.
दो मार दिए.
He is pressuring, and he's tearing them apart. The big swing finally shut down by Bang. He's been the one to catch him a couple of times. The reason that Danby has fallen, but a 1 versus 3, the damage surely already done.
Question of the TP is whether or not it's worth it. Ivy low, RB in an isolated fight, but he is normally the safer pair of hands, forcing him into Francis again. An opportunity for a 1v1. No group up just yet. Bang's done well. Looks to try and maybe bait the idea that he's going back towards the B side. This is where you'd kind of expect the remaining players to try and group up, especially with how low Ivy is. The possibility of a clutch has gone up massively. RB's in a pretty solid position, but again, they're somewhat split.
Spike planted.
Bang's looking for him. RP hits the shot, but that's a big risk from Nongshim.
यार सेंटी भाई तुम्हारा ना वो जो थोड़ा आगे चल रहा है ना मेरे वाले से मेरे को दिक्कत हो रही है मेरे को पहले पता चल जा रहा है क्या हो गया मेरे वाले में जिंदा था वो
Bang got a double to shut down the round before. The last round he ran out, immediately died as well. If at first you don't succeed, try again, and that's what he's been running. And it is just that confidence. That's the problem, you know. For this squad, I actually don't know what it takes for Dambi to go, ooh, I need to tighten up here. I need to play.
Maybe it was 3 in a row. We'll never know. We'll never know now.
I'm not so sure.
This is a tough one as well.
Time out. Yeah. Time out. Yeah. लेना ही पड़ेगा. लेना ही पड़ेगा.
Checking in with their players, and you're kind of in a spot where I think there hasn't been a pause call before this because their players are going to be very clear of what Nongshim are doing. They're running it down. They're sprinting down mid, trying to fight you early, setting up a stun, putting in utility to try and make those fights awkward, and then kind of slaughtering you in those moments. And although we have seen 100 Thieves already correct in some of the earlier rounds where it's like, okay, we've been able to stop that, we've been able to deny Dambi and then get aced by Xros. You then kind of go as a coach and go, well, yeah, you guys know what's happening. You know what's going on. It's just they haven't been able to find a solution to it, or at least a consistent one.
This goes here.
भाई जो जो देख रहे हैं शेयर कर लो भाई और लाइक वाइक कर दो लाइक कर दो सब्सक्राइब कर दो फटाफट से 5 लोग देख रहे हैं लेकिन 4 लाइक्स है भाई व्हाट इज दिस बिहेवियर नहीं करूंगा जग्गी तुम तो 2 आईडियां तो करो
This is a different face to Nongshim. They're going to play much more passive in that early fight, and the space they're containing allows those rotations to go through. I don't think 100 Thieves are going to be quite ready for this much presence from Nongshim. 3 players towards top mid, one of them being Breach as well. To play off of Xros as well, taking one.
मैं तो कर देता है भाई तो अच्छा बच्चा
not
भाई.
going to help things out. A paranoia perfectly placed gives RB a follow-up. And the spike's now down in the open. Even when they don't push their aggression. Ready to rumble. Cryo bringing us back to a 2v2, and from what seemed to be a secured round for Nongshim moments ago, there's now a battle on our hands.
Again, split between right on the edge, it's left to Dambi, and it's a thrifty round that comes through. Cryo, Timotino.
ये तो हका है भाई ये तो हका आईवी ने हका आईवी ने हका.
Couple of picks, I thought this was going to be a nigh on simple round for the side of Nongshim. But there was a recovery.
लेकिन वो उसको मार सकता था आराम से.
They had tempered aggression to start with. It worked well with a trap setup on top mid. They pounce on the back of it. This is something we saw from them yesterday. Their defensive sides were really annoying to play against because they were constantly setting up these little traps across the map. They do that here with the early aggression from Dambi. And then
Dambi का भी नियॉन नहीं चल रहा भाई तो भाई Dambi पुश करके मर रहा है भाई.
I like the idea from Nongshim. I like the approach, the change of pace, but once things started to go their way, they got a bit too excited. It's given 100 Thieves a 4th round. And a chance to still compete for this half.
Yeah, ults galore. Both sides having plenty to play with.
Shadows traveling.
Run it back, the overdrive for the attack, and Rolling Thunder, Nightfall, and an overdrive of their own. Gives a lot of opportunities, even just with the fact that RB can quickly rotate to the other side of the map. Or that they have ults that will deny the push. And that's where I feel like 100 Thieves have to be a little bit more careful in this round based on time. You go in too late in the round, you get hit by one of those ults, it could end your round. But also you've got to be careful for everything else that Nongshim have been doing, which are those trap plays. They've been doing it throughout the tournament on their defense. For now, they've felt out the map, realized the passiveness of their opponents, and now with 35 seconds, look to head in towards this A side, or B side, sorry.
Nightfall put to market for now. But most of 100 Thieves are coming out of main. It was only Timotino who was unspotted.
What the fuck?
Going to be shut down by Dambi, but they have found themselves an advantage nonetheless. Rolling Thunder trying to pull it back, delaying that time. Spike on the site, isolated, but not dropped. Vora
क्या कर रहा है भाई?
somehow survives in that corner, but the cross is needed. 10 seconds, and Vora's there for more. His head may be bloodied.
Spike planted.
But unbowed in the end as 100 Thieves find themselves the site. It looked like they were up against it. Even with the man advantage, the rolling thunder, the fly through from Danby, but they dealt with it all.
Really good work from them. RB now the last man standing, and he's going to clear one, but
to
close around
NT भाई. Danby ने फिर से
stuff from him individually, but also just as a unit.
उसको दिखा वो हवा में उड़ता हुआ यार.
That pressure, not panic when it gets down into those last few seconds. Obviously, the plant was the main goal.
हाँ अच्छा पुश किया. ये तो मारा
the
जो.
aftershock sent through, but it's the clear of France's that makes sure that there's no real danger towards the end, and the fact that Vora is also hitting one of those shots while stunned
breach के अल्ट में मार दिया उसने. Vora is the goat.
Did a phenomenal job. The pressure he was put under in that corner, his teammates isolated, the wall was trying to help him, and maybe it did give him the edge he needed to quickly correct. For
Hi.
They're left to pistols. Again, they should have 6 on the board already. 5 versus 3 in the anti-eco, but 100 Thieves managed to pull it back. Find themselves with still a chance to take the lead by the time this closes.
तू नहीं भाई, तू मारता नहीं है, तू मरता है.
It's been a huge problem for teams before that flash, but a counter flash from 100 Thieves has bought them a bit of space for the time, and indeed an advantage with RB down. Nice work. That was really the
हाँ लेकिन वो स्टन थे ना, स्टन करके बचा दिया था उनको.
Push works out. They've got a weapon on the floor, but instead rotations to the A site, and 100 Thieves again picking the easier hit.
Yeah, I think Cryo's done well consistently throughout this attack side to sort of hold on to space.
मैं फिर भी कम रोता हूँ
भाई.
मैं फिर भी कम रोता हूँ भाई, मैं इतना नहीं रोता.
They are being picked off one by one. Good use of the paranoia as well, just to remove a lot of that.
मैं तुम पे इतना नहीं रोता हूँ भाई.
Spike planted.
They managed to make this scary, a late flank back. That's a freebie for Francis. We're now in a 2v2 scenario, there is a Hunter's Fury if necessary. I think that might now be the plan. You can see Vora falling back into a more passive position to maybe make that ultimate a little bit more viable.
Yeah, out goes the drone. A tag here, and maybe the ult will be popped. You can save it for time at this stage, though. That clock has run way too far down. The field going through. That player spotted the spam, has not landed. Oh no! Do they think that they've cleared it? Thankfully, the defuse no longer underway. The issues seemingly gone as time will decide this fight. Asuna playing it patient and securing 6 for 100 Thieves. They've now taken the lead.
Yeah, it's a costly round, but it's one where ultimately I don't think you're going to be too worried on the 100 Thieves side. You get through towards the end of the half, and economically they should be absolutely fine to get back into the next one. Again, it shows that there never seems to be a free round, but they've at least, after what was that, I think 5 or 6 rounds in a row, managed to stabilize, managed to hold on versus what was an incredibly aggressive defense. And at minimum, they're going in even at the half.
Damn side better than it looked like it was going to be. Lifting the lead from their opponent's pocket. Now a chance to lock it in at the halftime.
ऐसे नहीं ये देख के खुद भी खेलने का मन कर जाता है.
Slow start. They know that there's likely a trap somewhere. But this breach, the stun's being held for the start of so many rounds to try to get Danby into position.
भाई मेरे को पिज्जा दो.
They've heard the noise in middle. Danby is patient for now, but that time was pushing forward. Look at 100 Thieves though. They immediately fall back, using even the Phoenix Blaze wall just to isolate off that angle, make it harder for Danby to push through, to cancel his aggression. And that's what they're doing for the entire first minute. They are waiting for Nongshim to give them an advantage. And instead, it's Nongshim to take it.
Yeah, cool. Just spam the smoke and get an opener. Back towards the B site.
30 seconds left.
Cryo looking to be the point of contact. Nobody really wants.
Sorry, to opponent तुम क्या मत तोड़.
Seems like the defense setting up for a retake, but then Ivy looks to walk in, looks to hold the ground. Paranoid.
अरे यार
Cryo further up than expected. Then the 1-2 punch as Arsena does the same. It leaves them again with a man advantage, and they're waiting for these pushes, these solo aggressive plays from the side of Nongshim that they got away with earlier in the game. Now they're getting punished time and time again. And unless Exros has another miracle round, it looks like a 7-5 half.
मार भी दिया तो diff नहीं हो पाएगा.
They did indeed crack the code. The vault is wide
वो
open.
गंदी की उसको.
Aggression punished.
वो मार दिया.
From Exros, good prediction. But it's not enough for Nongshim. A guaranteed 6th round seemed to be on the board, but we finished the half 7-5 with 100 Thieves.
5-7 कोई ना
the lead out of Nongshim's back pocket. That one has gotta hurt. This felt like a series that they had control of, and especially because they were losing those rounds based on overconfidence, based on overplaying their hand.
Well, you have to bear in mind as well that this feels like a punish pick for the side of Nongshim. This is them going, okay, you're not going to ban a map that you've been banning throughout the whole tournament. We're going to pick it to punish. And I'll be honest with you so far, sure, there were 5 rounds where I was looking at that and going, this is what we found the Thieves. And then they recover. They take that pause, they soak up pressure, and they manage to double back into it. That was a good recovery from them.
तो 5 है उनका.
Yes, a familiar face.
5 तो ये उनका 7-5 हुआ है.
Arena, vous le reconnaissez peut-être, c'est pas le coach de Vitality.
भाई ये लड़की जो बोल रही समझ आती तो और अच्छी लगती.
Here with me yesterday, you were on stage. Today you're with me. I'm sorry, it's a pleasure to be with you, of course.
Yes.
I wanted to know because you faced Nongshim yesterday, right? You must have watched their VOD, etc. So I wanted to have your little insights and thoughts on why they're a great team according to you.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't let me back on the stage again today, so I've got to watch Nongshim from here. I think they're a fantastic team just because of how coordinated they are. We've seen this throughout the year. They make the most of a lot of the meta, but also just they start the round in a way where they know exactly what they're doing. Halfway through the rounds, they then make a really clear decision. They know exactly what they're doing, and then they've got a huge amount of talent to clean up at the end.
Yeah, who's their best player?
I think Danby got Neon nerfed at the beginning of the year, but I think it's Ivy so far for me. I think he's put in a fantastic performance this event so far.
Fair enough.
Hello Shangri-La, welcome to the stream. क्या हाल चाल? I hope I can send you samosa. I don't know how I also want you to send me samosa. But you can't. I am so sorry.
Et pour moi, le meilleur joueur actuellement de Nongshim, c'est Ivy. And last but not least, even though the result, didn't go your way, etc., what do you want to be taking back, to Berlin from this weekend in Paris? I mean, this entire week in Paris, and also AWC.
I think we've been enjoying a bit of the weather, and the sun's been nice to actually be in Paris and be somewhere else. But I think ultimately the biggest thing is just getting to see the fans, getting to see all of you guys that have come to actually support. Unfortunately, not today. But yeah, being able to actually share a little bit more time with the club and feel like we are part of something that is a lot bigger than us. So it's nice.
Absolutely. Donc dernier petit mot de balle pour les fans. Ravi d'avoir pu vous rencontrer cette semaine. Merci à tous pour votre support, and let's see if Nongshim can or not take the win on this first map.
What does it take to beat Nongshim? Well, that's not a question that Pal can answer, but it looks like 100 Thieves may have come in with that question pre-filled. They played a blinder in that first, especially the second quarter. They come in. They're ready for every piece of aggression. They seem to have protocols to deal with it, especially around mid in that late stage. He was not having even close to the success that we saw yesterday, where at times we had to question if he was
YT से free area भाई gift points है ना बाद
versus G2, that's where we saw the most improvement.
Sentinel खा गया मेरे points, damn
भाई. His attack side definitely were a big part of holding on to a lot of that pressure. RB's gone TPing into the site. The ground is being claimed, but a pre-take in from the defensive side. They're not just going to sit back and cower away from this Nongshim side. They will take the fight before they can get the spike down.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
A clean round and a pistol that will hold a lot of value.
Oh, that is a big step in the right direction now. I'm seeing MBS very comfortable on that side of the stage, as you said. You come into this, you feel like it could be a punish, but it's looking for 100 Thieves like it very much is something that they have prepared for day and night. Pistol the cherry on top after a solid first half, a resurgence as well. The wind fully in their sails at 8-5.
Yeah, saving a map for the semi-finals.
Oh, that's a Spectre.
Is crazy. But yeah, a solo
Spectre with
no shield
no
Spectre.
shields. Yeah.
All right, so he's going to ace. I'm ready.
I think he might have bought that as the barrier went up. I genuinely think that was a mistake.
We'll have to ask. Or maybe we'll never know. It's gone fantastically well.
भाई क्या कर रहे हैं भाई ये क्या कर रहे हो?
Spectre that's shining on the other side. Cryo continuing his reign.
वही तो क्या कर रहे हो भाई?
As only Ivy stands and Cryo's there with 4 to his name. A big round individually, maybe not the player you want to get your orbs on, but I don't think they're going to care.
I don't think that they're going to be very happy on Nongshim Red Force, on Francis in
भाई क्या कर रही Nongshim भाई?
Buy a sheriff and headshot everyone, it's fine.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it does work a lot of the time. Look at him, he makes that big investment, he jumps to the side, and he gets picked out of the air.
He's just going to be the
ये फ्रांसिस को उड़ते हुए जाना था, उड़ता तीर ले लिया.
It's just so unlucky. He's like, oh, I bought this probably by accident, but I'll see what I can do with it. Just immediately blind fired at, caught in the crossfire. Now for 100 Thieves, set up close on A main. This is nasty. Timatino's going to be spotted, but there's a flash prime.
भाई साहब क्या डाल दिया उसपे?
Timatino's dead. He's being sold to the Wolves, and they're eating good with Asuna. Good work to at least find the one, but much more needed. As players drop like fries, it will... Fries? Well,
मेरा भी डिले पे चल रहा है क्या? हाँ 5 सेकंड डिले पे चल रहा है. Oh yep.
They know where he is. They're all now grouping up on this angle. They're not. X-Rust just walked across with his knife out. We're not certain.
Another one way. Gonna make it awkward.
Nice.
Cryo's been good, but
6-9.
a bridge too far. The stinger that was on Francis didn't play too much of a part in the end, and you can see the sheer pace.
ओए मैं chips लेके आया यार.
This attack side of Nongshim will look to try and bring through into some of these rounds. This is where things should get a little bit more interesting though. The rifles on the board for both sides. The first full investment. The only ultimate online, the neural theft, which, okay, if Nongshim tried to pull off a ruse, might affect the round, but by the looks of it, they're gambling on this A side once again.
Certainly looks to be. Timatino's happy about that at least. But the first pick, Paranoia landed on a couple. They're forced back, and that staggers the fight.
One enemy remains.
Leaves Bang and Asuna. Some easy duels and double digits seemingly on the board for 100 Thieves. This was a big round for Nongshim. The rifle for Ivy. Left on the other side of the map, and I think now they're going to start to get an idea of what 100 Thieves are looking for early on. Like, it's been a lot of presence on that A side. A lot of utility swinging out, not just from Timatino, but it's the fact that Asuna is there. You have the Phoenix flashes, you had the Paranoia from Bang coming deep.
क्या चल रहा है?
Okay.
कौन मर गया? Ivy बचा है बस.
I like the reposition.
IQ.
But I think he stepped a little bit too much. I'm almost certain Vora heard him, and there's a ping on the map right here. Yeah, he's got those pieces of info connected. Double
Corner कौन check करेगा?
Locked in for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, it looks like they're fairly in control of this at this point. Those explosive moments of those 5 rounds in the middle of the pack. It seemed like it could be the same steamroller that we saw yesterday. And then 100 Thieves have learned to
6, 7, 10.
They had responses to that same side A aggression that they
मैं अपने
failed to
केले
hold
वाले
in the
chips
last
देख रहा
round
था.
in their bonus. And already we're going to see the pause out of Nongshim. Now they are a team that are quite happy if the moment feels right to invest even 2 pauses back to back in a row if they feel that they are necessary. It looks like we're going to have them talk things over in this circumstance.
फटाफट से.
To see if they can find a solution.
Like and subscribe जल्दी
coming up
please.
with that punish. Sure, I don't think
Please
that
नहीं बोलना
I sit
वैसे
there
मैं.
and look at Lotus and feel like it's a dominant in either side. In fact, both teams have beaten an EMEA team in overtime. Those are the victories they've had throughout this tournament so far on Lotus. But even still, when you go into
इधर खाना
sunset,
नहीं
that
हो रहा है. ये
opponent
बंदा
hasn't
3 टाइम का
played,
खाना
and
खा
they
गया.
look
कौन सा
this
3 टाइम को बे?
it does seem like 100 Thieves are coming today with a game plan.
I will look at Nongshim as well, though, and my genuine wonder is, have they tripped themselves up? They're still playing the game
क्या?
the way that they want to with that late round aggression. Think of the defense, the round that we said they should
कौन
have
सा?
pushed
इधर खाना नहीं हो रहा, ये बंदा 3 टाइम का खाना खा गया. अच्छा.
They end up in a 5v3 off of playing the
ये
comp the
गोल्डी
right way.
गोल्डी भाई को बोला
But in
था.
the
हाँ
late
हाँ हाँ.
round, with the advantage, they go back to their scrappy style. They look for the fights. They push too much. And the comp isn't really allowing them to do that. It's a burst of aggression. It's a trap play and a reset. Nongshim skipped the resets, and now they've been put miles behind. A chance to fight back here. Rifles in hand for a majority, but down be down already.
They've managed to at least deal with the ult. And then Ivy's hit the shot onto Timotino. That's going to level the playing field. Shot dart into the back of sight will do damage, but the kills are going one way and one way alone. In fact, they're all going the way of Nongshim. A back and forth on this A side of the map, but some very low players. RB, one of them, 2 HP. Flash, he's going to re-peek on 2 health. That's almost too easy.
Dodge kiya.
Weapon now retrieved, but Francis holding in the corner might just have done enough. It comes down to 1. Cryo has been the best player so far, but that time has been ticking for quite a while. And his opponent in Ivy is just waiting for him to try and make his move. He'll get it to half a leaf, maybe even try and stick it a little further, but he lands the shot in the last second. Has he got the diffuser? He has!
क्या भाई?
Once again, it's going to close out a round for 100 Thieves.
वही तो.
That is a crazy clutch from him. It felt like it was played pretty well on the other side. Ivy ran the clock down as much as he could. Even went in for the shoulder peek at the end there. And from his perspective, there's a good chance that it's being stuck. The time is so low, not many would have the balls to stop at this stage, allowing the reveal to come through while he's still crouched down below. And you can see even at the end, they weren't sure he had it, but a big win, a big fight as well, right off rip. 100 Thieves, they changed their aggression to the B side, but they found, the TP from back, they thought he left! What? But somehow, he survives in the shadows, a corner, unchecked, and Nongshim needing a clutch now. A 1v2 with Bang still in their way. It is his round and his alone to put 100 Thieves on 12.
God, I think he would have put
भाई
Houdini to shame with the way he managed to disappear from vision.
वही ना दो मैच और है.
Spot that nobody expected. Not one player was ready for Bang in that corner. And no surprise, I think we're going to be seeing another pause. Just look, they're swapping guns, and it's the half check from Francis. That moment is going to be in the back of his head for quite some time. He looks to check if somebody's there, but it's a half check. Then they're punished for it.
They'd already killed 2 players. They saw re-aggression coming out, and why would he still be there? And then just further reinforcement. You hear that TP, and you think, anyone who was even cautious of him being around there, he's leaving. He's running away. He's fleeing. Let's get around that corner and catch him. Losing sight. A small gap. And 100 Thieves use it to blow this map wide open for Nongshim. They are so far behind now. This is a squad that seemed to have a commanding lead at a point with a chance to push it even further. They failed to secure a lead at the halftime, and from there, 100 Thieves have emptied the vault. They've taken them for everything they're worth, with Nongshim almost guaranteed to need a reverse sweep for the grand final spot.
Yeah, back to back.
दूसरी लड़की ने पकड़ा, उसने कैमरा बंद कर दिया.
Bring them down.
And now Nongshim need to find 6 in a row because they've been investing over the last few rounds, so it's not like they've been building up to a big buy. This is still them on the brink. Only a singular primary rifle, but they do have a couple of ults to play with. Now we saw them on the defense use both of these in one round, and wow, blink and you miss it. Timotino's already got the first that could be putting map 1 on the board for 100 Thieves.
Nongshim sending this to the A side. Only one man stands there, but it is the demon from their darkest dreams, their nightmares in the previous Bang. In the corner, put 100 Thieves up to 12. Timatino's not stopping either. He's pushing forward, but Bang will have to hold his ground, but the reinforcements are coming. A tag up onto Francis. He's down to 10 HP, and what was previously 1 man on this A site is now 3, is now 4. In fact, 100 Thieves have wrapped in heavy, and it seems like Nongshim are going to take advantage of that. The spike's going the other way.
Playing off site. Nice shot from Dambi. He tries this as a ruse. The TP is going to give the information that they are outside that side of the map. Already rolling Thunder in, but it's not going to connect onto anybody. They'd left that back moment of the site. Shock dart in. Plant will be coming through with 7 seconds to spare, and this flank could end up being everything, but it needs to get a move on. In fact, I think he knows it, starts running it down behind, tries to give space, but it's all that remains and 100 Thieves from what was looking like a bit of a dangerous map. They banned all the way through the tournament so far. They have won it convincingly in the second half.
A remarkable performance from 100 Thieves, starting out behind and then running away with the game. For Nongshim, coming in today after dishing out an incredible defeat to Vitality. You thought
next match be here, yo.
As the biggest challenge 100 Thieves have ever faced, and yet we have seen them prepared for every trick up the sleeve of Nongshim. 100 Thieves starting this out 1-0, and it seems like there's danger for Korea's #1.
Thank you very much, Mitch and Tom.
Yes.
Map #1, 6-6 at
13-6.
half. So close, but then it's just rifled off yet again for 100 Thieves, and they get themselves that sunset, that unique pick that we weren't fully sure if they knew what they were doing, but they definitely knew what they were doing.
They definitely were. It was definitely a trap card. Letting that map be permabanned the whole time that they've been playing here in EWC, as well as when the map was 13-6. That's not a scoreline I would have expected, though. Kind of insane to see how 100 Thieves played on this map.
Yeah, I mean, gotta be disappointed if you're Nongshim. This was a map where we were impressed with them before. They brought that breach out. I was excited about it, but this is what happens if you play Breach twice in a row. In my mind, you kind of get exposed.
Yeah, welcome back here to our analyst space. Joining us is Vitality head coach Pal.
Hey.
As Mitch gave that toss without knowing you were here.
I think he did, yeah.
That's messed up, Mitch.
Yeah,
also, big time joining us here. Yeah.
He just chose not to say anything.
Obviously, you got pulled in during that halftime interview with Lou, but what did you see so far from this match?
I think the biggest thing is just 100 Thieves, obviously, as you were saying, they've left it open in this series for a reason. They were ready for that pick. They kind of expected Nongshim to go, yep, there's a gap, there's an opportunity we can make the most of, and they've prepped really, really well. I think that's the clear bit. They were ready for that pick. They knew, as you said, what that breach was going to be doing every time, and they were absolutely on top of that.
Yeah, big time. You had a replay for us here in round 8, something that you wanted to see early on.
So this is like the success of Nongshim in a way. This is what the Breach comp does the best. So when they can make it work like this, the rounds start to look beautiful. This defender half, I was getting a little bit excited. I was starting to feel good about Nongshim. But it was more as the game progressed. So this is truly old school Nongshim. They've been running this kind of strat on the map since 2024. It's all about enabling Dambi. But then you see it more when we move across to that second half, especially. It stops working, it slows down, and the counters start to appear from 100 Thieves.
And that's the problem with Breach as a whole. When he's in any comp, is he starts to get kind of red really easily. And I feel like for Nongshim, they tried. That round was the only kind of wild card that they threw out there, but everything else was red by 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why we saw Cryo top the charts there, 400 Thieves, being that defensive cipher and just slowing down the very telegraphed plays. That feels like it compositionally, you're kind of stunting yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you've said that they're playing into their style, ultimately.
Yeah.
That's the biggest strength. That's the thing that makes Nongshim so brilliant and has got them this far. So we can say it's stunting them, it's restricting them, it's maybe putting a ceiling on what they can do, but also what they've already got planned out is something we know they're going to be absolutely consistent with.
Yeah, and I think when you're looking at a player like Cryo, right, his defense side, his positioning was absolutely phenomenal, popping the cages at the right times, using those one-ways to get the spray downs, and I think he had way too many multi-frags than he should have. He should have been traded so many times, but he was just so good. Yeah, this We didn't even know he had time for the spike. Insane.
He's too good. He's having a fantastic tournament so far, but exactly the way he's dancing around those sites is amazing to watch. I felt like he was never hit by the breach util. He was always able to stay alive. Every time they came to his site, which means it's impossible to attack into that.
It's kind of crazy too, because we usually see this kind of performance from Cryo on something like a chamber. On a Cypher though, he's been insane. Not getting the opening picks, but getting 3 almost every single time they hit his site is
over 300 ACS on that last one. As we turn our focus now over to Lotus, that is map number 2. What are your thoughts about that map here for these two squads?
It's interesting because obviously Nongshim banded against us yesterday, so it's obviously a map they're clearly not too comfortable with. When we were looking at it in prep, it was one that was we were looking at to target as well. So I think, again, 100 Thieves have taken the same angle that Nongshim kind of did and going, right, here's something we obviously back ourselves on that they look a little bit questionable with. We're going to go for it. Does that then mean that we end up seeing a similar surprising result on this map? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very possible. For Nongshim, we've seen it once here at EWC against Gentlemates, where it was a big overtime, but they got the job done. Ultimately, though, it's definitely not a map where they're incredibly comfortable. It feels the bigger, more open maps. I do think they tend to struggle if they can't do the, breeze. They like to slam.
Hanji, madam. Hello. Interview chal raha hai. Hato.
So I do worry here that they need to show a lot of resilience and bounce back, because 100 Thieves, they'll be feeling great about this map.
Listen, let's forget the history, right? 100 Thieves, they've been good at this map. Forget the history.
All right.
Based on that last map alone, 100 Thieves is winning this. Guys, there's no way. The macro, everything is looking so good.
That's an incredible setup for what's about to come. You would presume so.
Okay.
But you've never seen Nongshim run it down. I have.
Okay.
I was on the receiving end. You can win a first map against these guys, and then it doesn't go to plan after that.
Okay, true.
So who knows?
Well, that was my question. One thing that jumped out at me about EWC as a tournament as a whole is we've seen so many times people losing on their own map picks, including when they lose map 1, they're like, oh no. And then they go steal the map away. Why has that been so prevalent so far in this tournament?
I think it just comes down to preparation time. Like, you've got a wide range of teams that some have had loads of time, some have not had a huge amount of time. And when you've got international matchups that are quite new for the first time, and you don't necessarily understand exactly what it is like to play against a certain team, sometimes just that surprise factor can catch you off. Either because the players go, okay, this is now what it feels like, or the other team has gone, yeah, they're going to pick this map every time. We're just going to spend all night preparing for it.
I think to add on to your point as well, I think the meta sort of enables that to be the case. In the double duelists, we see a lot more Phoenix. We see the snowball start to get online very early for a lot of these teams. So it doesn't matter. It's, let's say it's your map pick, but the opponent wins a pistol. They win a bonus. They're in an advanced ult cycle here. It doesn't matter if you feel strong about the macro if you're getting run over every round.
Athena, your region is up 1-0. Give us the copion on why they're going to close it out here in 2.
Listen, I just know that Valorant is a momentum-based game. And based off what we're seeing right now, Nongshim, they're not showing me that they have a lot under their sleeves. It feels a little bit more 100 Thieves-sided. That crazy clutch coming in from Cryo, he's on fire. He's one of those players you really want to see perform. And if he's performing like that, and Asuna and Timotino come online, it's kind of GG's.
Is it 2-0 or 2-1? We're going to a map 3.
Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to agree with that. I think this is going to be a 2-0. As much as I'd love to see Nongshim go on and win the whole event, anything else, I would put this down to a 2-0.
Very quick.
You guys are forgetting something really important.
Here we go.
Pacific will win. Pacific will always win. They come back reverse sweep time.
All right, before we get back with NRG versus BBL, before we get back with map 2 of this next matchup.
It's not over yet, Deacon.
Don't forget, season 2 of Level Up with the EWC documentary will be back on Prime Video, so go check that out whenever you can. Take a look at the trailer.
Hey. ओए शिवा तू 100 Thieves को सपोर्ट कर नहीं भाई हेलो मेडी भाई वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम बोला था कॉल नहीं करने कब बोला भाई किसको कॉल करने
16 teams vied for the crown but now only one will take it
अरे यार डीसी बैठे हम लोग डीसी ज्वाइन करो क्या आज नहीं गया
remember watching Pokimane and trying to get a drop, and I was like super excited to get it, and I was just grinding the game with my brother.
I started like really playing the game when I was like 14. Then by like 15, I realized that there is some potential here that could be done in this game.
I started winning some tournaments, like local lands, and at some point I was like, maybe I could like go far.
14. I think he brings a lot to the team, his communication, his flexibility on the duelist role.
He's funny, making jokes, and at the same time he's like very serious and hardworking.
So Sayonara was someone that was really well known to basically everybody in the scene.
14.
He was playing in the tier 2 leagues. He was looking fantastic statistically.
When I started playing, it was quite exciting. I was happy that I could be making
Paris
a
idol
of the game.
There is no one that is able to bring all of those player skill sets along with the flexibility in his agent pool and still be able to deliver at the same level he does when he's at his best.
I said my family I'm gonna be pro player, and they said ignore it, go school, but I said just trust me, and I trust myself too. And when I signed the contract, I proud myself too much.
He gives us energy, he gives us his aim, he gives us his brain. Like, everyone thinks he can only shoot, but he can do everything. Like, he can play every character, he can play every role. Like, he's a joker in our team.
It feels like people believe in me for a reason because they know I'm good. So I take it as a compliment each time and try to prove to everyone that I am that guy and I can play as good as I can.
He's kind of like playing a lot, learning a lot, and kind of like trying to share it too.
He's not a player who wants absolutely to be micromanaged, for coaches to be involved in everything. He's very confident in what he has, in the things that he's done previously, and we just need to make sure that we're there and available to do everything we possibly can for him.
You're looking at all these rookies that are coming to tier 1, and they just look like the best players on the planet.
The young generation can take a bit more strategic approach to the game while still having fun and running
I'm
I'm so unbelievably excited to play on the biggest stage, especially here in Paris. I just can't wait.
सोवा की तरह बोल रहा है स्ट्रैटेजिक इस पे क्या जाना कर दिया कितने टाइम चेयर है क्या है मेरी लोकल है नहीं ओए हो गया चालू
And power from these players to stay alive, otherwise they will be heading home. Their key
will be crushed here at
And on the other side with 100 Thieves, I'm looking to see them keep up their creativity, make sure they're keeping up that confidence as well in the server against Nongshim. These are no easy players to beat. They have proven records. Like you mentioned earlier, winning that first map doesn't mean everything. The return in the fight, taking that map pick away, is definitely a possibility here for Nongshim.
Yeah, talk to me about that, pal. What are you saying right now? You're in the dressing room of 100 Thieves. You've just had that big map win on your opponents. How are you preparing for the next when momentum is in your favor?
Whatever I didn't say yesterday. I think ultimately it's about just trying to reset. It's about just bringing yourselves back to a point of, okay, say what we need to put that map behind us. That's always our go-to ritual. Right, get everything out, do your little toilet breaks, do have your snacks, and then just about getting yourselves back into an equal playing field.
Yeah.
Okay, you might be 1-0 up, you might be 1-0 down. Bring ourselves back to a point of, okay, now we have a new challenge. What is the strat for that? So a little bit of just making sure we hear the feedback from the players. They get stuff they get the vent stuff, they get the celebrate stuff, and then you just reset from there, basically.
56% win rate so far this year for Nongshim. But they're going to have to come up big here on the pick for 100 Thieves.
I think it's kind of crazy too, because before coming into this match, 100 Thieves actually had an 80% win rate on their pistols, winning 8 out of 10 of their pistols. I can't remember who won that first game because I was busy going wild. But we're actually going to see the Asian select.
Both in that one. Surprise, surprise. We do have the
double
Asian select coming in now. For
double
Nongshim.
controller, single duelist.
Comp. We saw them play this against Gentlemates, a tough OT, but they got the job done. I will say there's something glaring in this composition that I've spoke about non-stop, which is that Viper, 100 Thieves. They're playing it properly old school.
Properly old school, absolutely. And I think you're looking at Timatino here to really abuse that, to make the most of the fact that he can put himself on that waylay, especially in this first half on the fence, in really awkward positions. He's not having his line of sight denied. They're not taking away any of the information he's able to steal. And then they're able to shift that Omen across to the Viper and the Vise sides to Nongshim to try and explode through as much defense as possible.
On that second half as well, Ivy's got to have to defend against that waylay, but there's so much verticality and burst there that it is able to bring that it makes his job very difficult. Ivy's been a fantastic player all tournament, but I will say it does look like the odds are stacked against him here.
100%. I think we're going to see a lot of the fighting from Dambi and Exos, absolutely, and ultimately it's that duo taking the fight. 200 Thieves that's going to have to make the difference.
Big time. You have waxed poetic about many things, but the Viper on Lotus is the thing.
Say your real thoughts.
How do you feel right now, given the... You're like, it's, they're playing it correctly. How do you really feel?
Valorant is a deeply strategic game. Everybody knows that. A very deeply vibes-based game. It's also about who wants it more in the server. Viper or no Viper, maybe they have a disadvantage. But maybe I don't care. Maybe they don't care. I'm feeling good for Nongshim, baby. Let's go.
Viper or no Viper. I know two guys who always want it. They're on the cast right now. It is Tom and Mitch.
That's only from you, Deacon. Well, Tom, it's time to see how map plays out, considering Nongshim had such a good start to the previous, but then it really fell apart. It looked like 100 Thieves came in more than ready for what their opponents were trying to put out there. It was a compositional conversation as well for me in the previous. I feel like Nongshim came in with a comp that didn't really suit them and how they like to play, especially those late rounds. Taken, and sometimes it was a little bit of a handover played. I wonder if coming in here, we'll see that fade away a little bit as we move more towards comfort.
Yeah, I think Exor's being back on the duelist is always going to be that little bit more exciting, although I am a little bit sad that, if
monster, double monster, triple monster.
Phoenix, because that's what I've been enjoying most throughout this tournament so far. I do sit and look at this and go, okay, I don't think either team blew me away in their victories. I think a very close win, and obviously that crazy comeback victory for Nongshim, which they ended up losing that series as well. It's whether or not that we can see that slightly better attack once we get there, which they massively struggled on, or if they are going to have a sort of another defensive masterclass, which I almost felt like was more of a mates crumbling than them really having a stellar showing on this side of the map. The fact is, though, both teams are kind of in a similar position where regionally this map hasn't gone fantastically well, and then when they came here they've won once in overtime, so I feel like we're in a level playing field. Just 100 Thieves so far, their game plan has been far better.
Yeah, it definitely was. Preparation paid off on map number 1 for 100 Thieves. Attacking इनकी पहले ठीक है, और भाई सब वो 3 लोग बैठे. Pistol round with a stack up on the stairs and a double pick to start. 100 Thieves, man advantage. For a moment, looked like Timatino would continue this push. He's certainly getting curious around A main as they do the same on the other side of the map. It's rare to see that aggression on both sides of the map like that, but it has worked wonderfully for 100 Thieves.
We saw a lot of talk about Timatino's excitement.
दोनों शेरिफ मेरी वाली भाई प्रोटोकॉल और आयन दोनों.
That going as much as humanly possible. It doesn't seem to have felt that pressure just yet.
Protocol और आयन दोनों मेरे पास.
Careful. Francis has been a man to fear throughout this tournament. His start on the last map, even while playing
Breach, बोले कि तुम्हारी वाली शेरिफ हम दे सकते हैं ना इनको.
was an exciting one. Paranoia through. Timatino's going to be running in from behind. First goes his way, but Timatino's so fast with it. 3 kills on the sheriff. Instant shots connected.
Gameplay अलग है, मेरा better है ना.
Yeah, a great pistol round from 100 Thieves. Again, sitting and waiting towards A main with the 3-man stack up, the high, low, and medium. Makes it a nice, easy firing squad to start this out, but then they go for the re-aggression out on C, win all of the duels, at least the important ones.
Yeah, and a third pistol.
Indeed, yeah.
And then that.
It's more so towards the second half, I think, of though, like...
Paris में कौन है फिर?
Might have given them a bit of momentum. Instead, it was what 100 Thieves were able to do with that half-2 pistol. Completely shut Nongshim out. Remember, there was a point we were like, oh, it's 6-2, and they finished 13-6. For 100 Thieves, I'm now going to look to them, see if they can have that same sort of start to this defense right away. It's an isolated player. Dami does manage to survive a moment. They want to deal with him before he's given a chance to push with the rest of his squad. Door open for Bang, and very aggressive up against the pistols, but it is working.
Well, that's the thing. They've got Spectres across the board and then a singular sniper. Like, this is one where you almost need to getting that little bit closer than maybe you would have liked. I'm definitely going to be intrigued to see how these are used in towards the bonus round. Like, what sort of plan 100 Thieves have. How is Ivy winning that fight from there? It seems ludicrous, but it's only going to be the one loss. I also wonder if part of that is just how much we see this Nongshim side able to do with the pistols. You just go, let's just get Spectres, let's strafe run and just as we go. And make sure this round is a comfortable conversion and gives us something to play with into the next round.
I do think that for Nongshim, this round is going to carry a lot of weight. Looking at how this started, 100 Thieves, it's an anti-eco, but look at how aggressive they were. They looked for all of those fights. Those are the mistakes that typically teams we see pay at least somewhat of a price for.
इसके बाद डाम भी काशी जाके comeback करेगा.
It's boots on the necks of Nongshim that makes me nervous as 100 Thieves. Big tag to open this up coming out of Timotino.
Healing over here.
He's going to be healed back up, but that outlaw now becomes deadly for him as well as the majority of this Nongshim squad.
I wonder if that's why the Spectres are in. If you know that your opponents are constantly buying light shields in these rounds, the Spectre becomes more and more deadly. A much higher chance of being able to clear out some of those kills. But also, as said, like starting out on the attack for Nongshim, this is where they really struggled. A bonus round victory is a necessity, unless again they are hoping for a crazy comeback, and already under pressure from the aggression of that Whaley. It was mentioned by On the Desk that that's going to be a consistent factor for Timotino.
Thinking of yesterday where Nongshim were the team who went where they want, when they want. Now it seems like there was a different face being worn by this squad. One of respect, one perhaps of fear, as 100 Thieves have kept them back even with these weaker weapons. The rotations dragged over. Dambi goes down. But the C site should now be easier to take. That's the idea, and it better be. There's 20 seconds left, and still a Vice wall up. It's going to cause problems as the first breaks through. The Spike still stuck behind. RB isolated on the TP. And as this wall goes down, as soon as repositioned, he gets damaged, and they drop the planter. Give it time, 6 seconds. Another shot in for Ivy down. It leaves Francis. Sure, he'll put the Spike on the floor, but he may be soon to join. Timotino up, over, and in. 3-0 for 100 Thieves.
This was his round. Not only was he hitting tags from the get-go, like leaving players low, but he was everywhere. We saw him take fights on the entirety of the map, starting out aggressively on A, moving his way through the middle of the map on B at one point, and then fighting back into the C site. Literally, wherever Nongshim went, Timotino was waiting, and he's even there to close it out in the end. What a fantastic round from him individually. And as said, looking at the attack side last time out versus Mains, there needed to be a bonus round. There needed to be a good start on the attack side for Nongshim.
Honestly, up against Vitality, I don't think I saw Nongshim approach a single round with that sense of trepidation. And then you look at this round, where they have the rifles and their opponents have got the weak weapons. It's a big map, like Lotus as well. One where if you decide to just, hey, let's run at that site and see what happens. Even against those low buys, there should be less numbers there. But they were so scared, and for good reason. 100 Thieves showed that they've got claws.
0 for 100 Thieves, 13 for NS.
Nongshim are left pistols. Certainly know where you want to count them out. They've already traded blows. A lot of damage done, but 100 Thieves are playing this super passive. Sitting back, allowing them to have that early space, and when the utility's gone, they'll look for the fight.
Backside. Arsenal waiting. A chance at range to spray down multiple players. They're looking to put the pressure onto him, and he dives under that pressure. 4 kills in a matter of seconds, and while the aces are going to be handed over, Cryo doesn't want him to get all of the limelight, but there was only one man that was important in this round. And that was very comfortable in the end.
All these fans, be it 100 Thieves or Gentlemates fans, but they're having one hell of a show here today. Came in rooting. A lot rooting for Nongshim, even over on that mate side. We saw a lot of their jerseys stand up as those boys mounted the stage, but this is a completely different vibe from what we saw yesterday, from what we've seen from Nongshim all tournament long. And we're getting a timeout here. No surprise with how things have gone. A 4-0 start, the next round carrying a lot of weight for this squad. As at this stage, it's not just about this, it's about the end of the previous map. This has been a streak where 100 Thieves look and feel more and more confident by the round.
Yeah, I felt like we saw glimpses of this on Split yesterday, where Nongshim went a little bit silent. I think it was 4 rounds in a row for Vitality. Then Exros wins 1 round with the Sheriff, and they're right back. It's like nothing ever happened.
with the Sheriff, yeah.
And I think that might be the moment that they need, because that sort of quirky, aggressive style hasn't been shown just yet. And I think that can be the case. There's a couple of maps where they do look that little bit more uncomfortable. And at least for now, it seems like 100 Thieves are firmly in the driver's seat. Everybody stepping up. Of course, we've seen this organization history. 3rd to 4th at an international event is something they have achieved before. But making it to that grand final versus opposition from around the world is something that has evaded them. And well, if it keeps going as it does right now, they might be taking down the Santiago Masters winners to get into that grand final.
A team who has looked on form, again, looking at the gigantic win they had yesterday over Vitality, but Nongshim in general. They played an impressive game. They looked like players like Dambi, even after the Neon nerf. Ivy reaching another lane, another level.
Where are they going?
Over the last couple of days, X-Ross on the Duelist, but everything, and even Francis in that previous map, but it hasn't been enough here. They've not made a dent just yet.
Are they going to push him? Smoke up, TP into it, reveal over the back? Because at least for a moment, it looked like that was the goal. Instead, they're hearing players go through mid and immediate usage of that convergence path, but Dambi's there to stop them.
Nice!
One man that has completely dissipated the push. A thorn in their side, a spanner in the works, and what could have been another nasty trap quickly becomes a Nongshim round.
That's a really big round from Dambi already. But Cryo left alone. The first on the board by the looks of things. Presence outside the B side was all they needed. 100 Thieves overheat. Dematino's ultimate is the go call for Dambi. And his early success, Dambi in particular, his early success hasn't been there. We saw 100 Thieves dealing with him, starting to shut him down on Sunset. That defensive aggression never really found its footing. But now, a good round for him. Right after the timeout, Nongshim finding themselves success. It's not like this weapon being saved is going to have a huge amount of impact for 100 Thieves. They've already got a lot of credits built up. But happy to save it over. The butterfly effect, of course. No point messing with that.
Game palat jata hai, game palat jata, ruk ja.
A couple orbs.
Well, this is it. Like, look at this as well from a Nongshim perspective. Like, you haven't managed to get any rounds on the board just yet, and when you do, you win it flawlessly. Like, you get that economy boost, you get yourself an opportunity to really build into this game. But it's one where I don't know if it's recreatable. Like, you had a hyper-aggressive move, two players were waiting, and they just got baited out, and then just a swing through the smoke in classic Nongshim style. Is what ends up turning the round in their favor. I don't think it's going to rock 100 Thieves, but it might give them a little bit more of a tentative defense.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that round comes down to 100 Thieves thinking that smoke outside C would be given a lot more respect than it was. And
maybe that one too.
Aggression from Timotino with his get out of jail free card. He fires once, bails, takes Francis out. A lot of utility removed. The dog you'd love to have to be the trailblazer. Instead, Danby sent through to do that. The first on the board already. Wrap in from Timotino, but it's Vora on the side. He's got
भाई साहब इसको देख क्यों नहीं रहे हो?
The 2 kills under his belt already. The spike still needs to be recovered. The ultimate could help, but getting into a position to use it is difficult. He knows that there's an operator on that side. He's cautious of it, but unaware of Asuna.
I think you're witnessing some of the value of that Viper wall as well. Like, they put that deep
भाई वो वहाँ बैठा इन लोगों ने देखा भी है उसको फिर भी नहीं कर रहे भाई फिर भी नहीं देख रहे उसको
nobody on the other side because they can't have been there yet. They dropped the wall. That's
वही तो बताया ही नहीं उसने.
This though from Vora is a little bit more magic. Just having 2 players attempting to cross and then even predicting where that third player will be. He's the one that wins the round, but I really want to see how Nongshim are going to deal with fighting around that Viper wall, because it can't be as simplistic as let's just walk out and think our smoke has done the work, because we saw in the last round that Timotino is more than happy to challenge that space.
Of course he is. With an op and a refract, why not? Aggression again with Ivy waiting this time. The second part of that attack, but it has been spotted now. Asuna pops the ultimate.
Interesting.
In their spawn. Again, this is just him trying to stay alive, but the TP
nice.
towards the C side. It doesn't seem to matter. Ivy's taking the round into his own 2 hands. With 4 last alive, yeah, he'll get the jump on 1, but 4 more to take down. A 1v5 ace clutch is needed for 100 Thieves to keep this momentum going.
It's been a weird couple of rounds for Nongshim. The first was Danby the hero. Nope. Nope, that's all.
Nice.
And the next was Ivy.
Smoke waste कर दे दो.
First, but then the double, just catching rotations. I am interested in the recharge was thrown out as well. The steel garden being utilized as maybe a deterrent, but it definitely didn't work. They were more than happy to continue that push forward, and you could see the level of surprise on the 100 Thieves players' faces. Even still, though, the rounds for Nongshim thus far have felt like a bit more of a flash in the pan, some individual brilliance.
Timotino.
And with still plenty of credits for 100 Thieves, they're back with an ult once again.
100 Thieves towards that seaside. You can see the bang is stepping up a little bit, taking some space. The operator right around the corner. The dog on its way. Of course, he can always just TP out even from that spot. It's because of that he's able to survive. And this early round for both teams is them sitting back, waiting for their operators to be challenged, waiting for someone to peek out around a corner. As of right now, a stalemate. It really does put the pressure on towards Nongshim. Door open. They've sent Vora running. Dive in from Timotino as a result, but he spotted one outside A. For 100 Thieves, there's not much they can do here. There's presence all across the map.
Also with the showstopper, they can kind of go late into this sort of round. And with the Nightfall on the other side, there's even an element for 100 Thieves that might just want to try and play this as a retake. Instead, though, the potential for the weaponry to be removed, and it looks like 100 Thieves have a completely wrong read. They are sending 4 players towards that C side of the map and leaving Asuna completely alone.
Yeah, they thought the smokes were put down on A just to rob them of info so the fake would work, but instead it's a full-on attack. Asuna able to delete the showstopper. 12 seconds left. The spam is good. It's stopped. The plant, it's bought them at least a little bit more time. 100 Thieves, 6 seconds on the clock. One more denial would be enough, but the spike planted. Nongshim find themselves just enough room to set up a bang. That's a big pick. He can wait now for Cryo, who's on his way down below, but the reposition of Francis, that seems to have given Nongshim the upper hand. But it may well pull them across the line with the op still sitting around. Sure, the shot is missed, but they still have time on their side. 2 players to run that clock down.
Snakebite.
It's good, but look, he's going to wait. Francis running that all the way down to the final second. They are playing this to win off of the clock, and I think they've already got it done. Gambi most certainly locks it in.
Back and forth. Dambi. Used there for the Nongshim side, but I think the timing of the steel gun and ended up being the best, because I was a little bit worried. Like, I saw them priming it originally, and I was like, okay, for Asuna, that's basically a death sentence, especially if the showstopper is used at the same time. Then they just used the showstopper. I'm like, oh, okay, actually, maybe they're in with a chance, but he uses it in the middle stage of the round, allows them to get that plant in with a lot less danger, and then just play those post plants, play the time. 3 of the last 4 rounds for Nongshim. After the start they had, I was getting a little bit worried. And also, Mitch, now that economy runs dry. They finally broken the 100 Thieves bank.
Yeah, it felt like almost an impossibility at a certain point, but chipped away at it. Bit by bit, piece by piece. For 100 Thieves setting up again in terms of those traps, but the walk through, the timing.
Nice,
caught by Ivy. The flash, perfect from him.
He's been great.
Single-handedly stopped that aggression.
Yeah, Dambi, तू अब छोड़ दे भाई. तू छोड़ दे अब यार.
100 Thieves, 2-man disadvantage, pistols in play, and 1v1s across the map. I think all Nongshim need to do now is group up to close this round out.
मेरी जैसी अब क्यों चला रहा है?
Although that group up does mean crossing Cryo, that there is a chance here.
He'd have to hit some nutty shots.
Nice,
no,
nice.
Not this time. We've seen plenty of them, and RB is just countering those ecoing players. Looking like another clean round up until Vora wins the fight versus Ivy. Of all the players you'd bank on so far, Ivy's probably the one you'd expect to hit that shot. He has been stellar as that solo player on the other side of the map, but this round is over for sure. And although the economy of 100 Thieves would allow for Vora to go for this, it's whether or not it's worth it. Giving orbs over to the other side could be a problem, but if he can pick up enough, cause some cost for Nongshim, maybe it's worthwhile.
Yeah, as we can see as well, X-Ross is waiting on the other side of the map, so if he did turn tail to just go and save, Death probably waited for him over there. But Nongshim, now we're looking a little bit better here. Starting to piece rounds together, starting to look a little bit more in control of this game. Remember, this is a 100 Thieves map pick, though. And I suppose that's a good question to ask as we get towards the end of this half. Where is the goalpost for Nongshim? Is 4 enough already?
Well, if you're going based off how they play versus mates, yeah, they only needed 2. But no, I'd say if they can get 5, I think they're still in a pretty good spot. I think their defensive side aggression was really difficult to play against. It's clearly something 100 Thieves feel ready for, though. And that's what makes it difficult. Dambi, aggression once again! And we'll see you later, Cryo. The thing is, this isn't even the push. This is the ruse, but sometimes the ruse can be enough all alone. Dambi, with no help, no friends beside him, is a menace. And he's given his team full control. Hatsuna, though, trying to get ahead of it. He gets dealt with. Timotino's found a response, but that response still sees them one behind.
That's the wraparound from RB. He's been spotted. I could have closed the round, but the swing from Ivy does just that. Timotino, an op trained on his position, and that will be a death sentence. Nongshim back up 5-5. The recovery most certainly on as the real fear here was that 100 Thieves would replicate that performance from the previous map. Nongshim's pick, but if we could go back in time, I think that would change. 100 Thieves were ready there, but seems like Nongshim found an extra gear on Lotus.
It seems like both teams have done that. Like, we've seen these sort of early starts and then both teams having that ability to completely reset, and I do think a lot of that just comes down to a couple of rounds from the likes of Danby, from the likes of Ivy. It really does feel like the 1-2 punch, but of two players that are playing opposite sides of the map. You have Danby just running around. Like, this round is literally him diving into the B side, coming out with 2 kills, and the rest of the team are just going, all right, we're going to hit C. You're your own entity. And then think back to some of the other rounds where you have this sort of aggressive push coming in, and Ivy's just holding the line. He's able to just be that almost turret-like player that just doesn't allow 100 Thieves that level of control. It's difficult when both of those players are playing fantastically well. That aggression that was initially working, think of Timotino finding those openers, finding that aggression. When that fails, is there another level to 100 Thieves? And well, that's probably what the pause is for, because they've lost 4 in a row now.
But there was on the previous map, you think about Bang hiding in the corner, the impact of Cryo, whether it be in the early fights or the late.
Been a bit quiet here.
Exactly. A complete change for 100 Thieves. Nongshim, Ivy as reliable as ever. Searching for that 6th round now, stun up close. Timotino just about makes it out, and the spam from Bang good enough to trade onto Danby. It's a solid start for 100 Thieves with the man advantage, but Bang being tagged low and the pressure still being put on means they've got to keep delivering. Timotino with the missed stun just bails. The fall back towards the site, space taken for Nongshim, numbers traded, and HB looking better for the attackers.
Yeah, they got aggressive in order to even up, and now Timotino goes back for more. Asner alongside him.
Wall tripped.
Keeps things even in terms of numbers. Just look how much space has been taken. This is the problem I talked about. You have Ivy being able to give them the B site for free. TPing straight in, the pit now goes down, but it seems like they're still a little wary of some of that flank control. That's why the attack are yet to get that plant in, and Arsene has now found himself right within opposition ground.
That smoke's gonna fade soon. He walks through.
30 seconds
thinking
left.
maybe they'd left.
Smart from RB.
RB was sat waiting while Ivy covers up top. Comfortable plant can now be found. Francis has been a snake in the grass for a while, but he's wrapping back to the squad. We talked about his performance in the last map, and now a chance the judge, it seemed, would count him out. But that pick gives him a weapon with a smoke down as well. He can actually recover it, and he might need it because Bang, low on HP, low on luck, is being taken out. Look how far back that rifle went. He's managed to recover it. Managed to get it into his hands, but this, a bridge too far for certain. Ivy, reliable as ever, is there to close this one 6-5. The lead now Nongshim's.
Again, just great work from Ivy, but I also want to give a shout out to RB. Just the patience they have to tap the spike in the B site and then him just wait and watch the smoke. He had an inkling that, okay, we need to maybe get another pick before we can actually get that spike down, and is just so patient. Lets his teammate cover off other angles and just holds that position for an unfathomable amount of time. That's why you see the risk taken. There was no information for 100 Thieves at that point in their early start. Their 5-1 lead has diminished into nothing. Nongshim may have fallen for the trap of picking Sunset, but it seems like they're perfectly comfortable over on Lotus.
Oh, nice. Off by Danby. Already taking down Cryo and looks for more towards backside. Asuna, yeah, I mean, he's in a good spot, but they didn't push in. It looked like they'd invade the smoke for a moment, but 100 Thieves think better of it. Wait a while, nice. And Danby still with a sliver of health is running around, fighting everybody. Before he's finally put to bed. Danby coming back with a vengeance. Seems to have locked in that lead at halftime. Bang, up against the clock, running it down.
Nice.
Not even nearly good enough.
God, that is just the level that this man can bring. There was a moment where they decided not to be putting him on this Neon anymore, to put him here and there throughout stage 1.
Oh yeah, 5-7 हो गया, 6-7 पे कैसे end होगा?
Glad to see him back on an
6-7 पे कैसे end होगा?
So comfortable and makes everybody else so uncomfortable. 25 HP is how much he had after that first battle, and from then onwards, you'd think maybe he'd play it safe, but absolutely not. while on 1 health he takes down 2. And in the end for the rest of his team, it was easy to clean that one up. Someone else though,
भी चिल्लाया भाई.
who is always easy on the ears. Let's go down to Ian Chambers.
Cheers, Tom. As we go along this week, we are going to be joined by incredibly special guests throughout this process. And it doesn't get more special than this. We are in the city of love, and 100 Thieves, bang, has got some serious support out here. His mum, Tina, and Aunt Mary are loving this experience. Tina, what do you think of all of this?
This is just a blessing to be here. Paris is beautiful. The fans are amazing. We're rooting for 100 Thieves.
Valorant के लिए आई है, Paris के लिए आई है.
Sean, and we know that they are going to win.
Ooh, I love the confidence from Mama here. How is it feeling on your side, Mary? How has this experience been for you so far?
It has been so precious. It's such an honor to be here with all of you fans to support my nephew, Sean, and his teammates at 100 Thieves. It's amazing.
Brilliant. I'm just going to bring you forward just a touch. Listen, you guys have traveled a long way to come here to Paris. You're from Los Angeles. Yeah. You've come all the way from New York. What does it feel like to be watching esports in such a tremendous part of Europe?
This is just a dream come true, especially for a mom. I'm so emotional because I love these guys, love Sean and this team, and everyone at 100 Thieves. Thank you, boys. You're killing it.
And they can win?
Absolutely.
All right. Did you know that he was going to
ये
be
left वाली मोनिका जैसे लग रही है, मोनिका गेलर.
Actually, I had no idea.
Well, you can watch
जो आज
tomorrow, and
जीता
this is amazing.
उनकी
Give it
नाइट
up
होएगी
for Mary
बिग
and
टाइम.
Tina.
टाइम भाई,
We get right back into the
टाइम.
game.
Make no mistake, those cheers are also for Ian Chambers. We love to see him doing his thing down in that arena, and we also love to see the players doing just the same. It has been a big bounce back from Nongshim, who seemed determined to bring us to a map 3. It's a semi-final. You never want to see it go by quickly,
just 2 minutes.
unless you got a game tomorrow, I suppose, which is true for one of these teams. 100 Thieves trailing by 2. They want that quick success. It's going to have to be a strong start to the attack side.
Best of 5 awaits the winner. A third, fourth match awaits the loser. But the fact is, everybody wants a chance to take the title here at EWC. And of course, the team that did it last time already out, already crushed. That's another thing. You don't want to watch your key get crushed, your name shattered by that wonderful machine behind. Timotino, though, into the space they take. Every pistol thus far has gone the way of 100 Thieves. Is it going to be another one? Well, he needs an early escape.
Yeah, right agent for it, though. Nice paranoia through. Vora forced into a fight, but still holding on for dear life. A lot of tags in from Nongshim, and now they look to close it out.
Nice!
Their hard work finally paying off with a pistol round for Nongshim.
This is the difficult thing when facing this squad. It feels like you can start putting narratives on the table about like what side of the map they're good on, or maybe their pistol ratio and how things have been going so far. And when they have momentum, it all becomes irrelevant. Like, that's what this team has in droves. They just believe that they can run over opposition. And honestly, with 7 rounds in a row now, my gaze is going to look towards 100 Thieves of when can you stop them? When can you slow this team down? They did it in the last map, but they did it slightly quicker than this. And of course, in this round, oh, not a single upgraded pistol. It's just going to be the classics.
There we go, Dambi connecting for a
nice.
Up against
For
the
a
pistols.
nice.
It is an easy, flawless round for Nongshim. That's certainly going to get the confidence back into play for this squad. Like you said, for 100 Thieves, the question is, can they stop them now? Can they slow them? We knew that Nongshim looked like a completely different team on the last map. Deactivated everything that worked for them before, stopped working for them over there. A lot of that I would put down to the composition that was in play. But now, everything that was there is back. Ivy's having the game, or more so, the tournament that he was. Dambi is doing Dambi things.
Damby is doing Damby
Thieves
things.
are buying rifles. This is their line in the sand, their moment to stop Nongshim before it spirals out of control.
It's worth noting versus mates. 10 rounds in a row. 100 Thieves have got to try and stop that early, but they're very nearly there already. Much earlier.
Nice. Nice. Oh, nice.
Had it under control.
What a roller coaster.
They were patiently waiting instead. It's an early trade of damage. RB still going back in and very nearly clearing Vora. While cowering in their spawn, the Thieves have managed to cling to life versus the bonus. But they still have no idea where Ivy is.
2 3.
I certainly know where his utility is with the wall going up. It hasn't left them perturbed whatsoever. The B site's still the target. The snake bite will get them in.
30 seconds left.
Nongshim will hope that an opportunity is offered up.
Spike
The
planted.
golden plate, it might be Cryo in the corner. No, it's a quick swing in from
NT.
Timotino. If he was slightly slower to react, there would have been some real danger there, but it's a formality to close out for 100 Thieves, a necessary win.
Yeah, and you look at the way that this round was played by Nongshim, you can see they wanted to almost just trip them from behind, get right up in their face in the early stages of the round and not allow them anything. It was a good attempt at a bonus round with how much damage they were able to do. But the fact is, although they've broken the streak of rounds slightly earlier than the mates managed, there's an operator coming back. There's full rifles for the rest.
I'm out of here.
They're saying that RB has taken a nasty tag very early on this round.
A lot of this is going to come down to Damby by the looks of things. The rotations as the heels go through onto RB on the A side. There's only one man on C. Some utility to help him out. The vice wall reposition will delay them somewhat. Indeed, a flash over has stopped them almost completely, but 100 Thieves seem to be...
Nice.
That's a sneaky play to get right through. Timotino did not see that coming. And it's given them the early info on the rotation. That the Rap is coming over to this A site. You've already got X-Ross on the cross, but the Viper wall cuts him off. 100 Thieves even then challenge through it. Take him down. Put us into a 3v4 with a big pick from Francis.
Puts the advantage back. Stun creates an awkward position for Asuna. Isolates both players, leaving him stunned. Now they need a hero. That's a nice shot from back, but he has to do everything, and as he looks to move forward to take a fight, he's caught from behind. As said, they may have ended the streak, but that hasn't changed the outlook. The third map seemingly on the horizon, as there is no brakes on the Nongshim train.
There's a really nasty pickup by Ivy, especially. Like, if Timotino's still alive in this fight, considering like he's been the one looking for those deeper challenges, there's more pressure onto someone like Damby. There's more bodies there. They needed it. The important pickups found by Ivy. The formalities there for Damby, and 10-6. As a result, the pistol, it gave them a leg up, but now it looks like they are miles ahead. 11 almost guaranteed with 100 Thieves playing in eco. The pistols have come through. So far, these kind of rounds have been big money-making opportunities for Nongshim as well. They've been pretty clean. You have to hope for 100 Thieves that they can at least draw blood.
And the worry is that since their lead, it's only been a singular round versus a bonus. 100 Thieves haven't given us anything in this map other than those first 4 or 5 to make us believe that they are going to take this in a 2-0 fashion. Nongshim have not been winning games cleanly, but they have been winning games. Over the top goes one, at least making things a bit more costly. Maybe the Mitchman curse can help them out a little bit, because it might not be going cleanly until Damby arrives, but he's now been tagged down to 10 HP. There's a real chance here. A swing back from Cryo. He believes that he can win this round. The pit to give him some space. Danby might not respect that space. In fact, he certainly won't and is punished because of it. A stun up leaves Cryo a little bit lower than expected. He has no idea where his opponent's coming from and instead looks to go walkabouts. But on the edge of this, his opponent just... Did he show anything out of that pit, or was that just a sixth sense?
I think when he crouched and looked to the right, his foot might have stuck out of the very bottom, and there is a chance. I have to believe it. I have to believe that, or I'm gonna have to accuse him of wall hacking.
उसने बोला जब उसने crouch किया तो हो सकता है कि उसको उसका पैर थोड़ा सा दिख गया हो.
A little bit crazy. I don't know if we'll even see it in the replay. So nice to take down Danby. You knew he was going to get a
ये नीचे पैर दिखा उसका, नीचे पैर दिखा.
Very bottom corner. And he even looks at it at the end just to go like, yeah, bro, that's what, I'm not cheating. I looked at the corner. See, that's how I knew. No one.
लक नहीं था भाई, इसका पैर दिखा था नीचे.
Again though, I think you're up against Ivy at the last second. It's the last man you want to see. I'm sure Danby might have the craziest, and the fact that he tried to dive through that pit alone is a little bit manic.
I'm telling you, my head I was begging him not to, but the second, you could see it, Cryo tapped it once, immediately put his gun up, because he was like, I know that crazy little guy's going to come in. I know he's going to do it. And eventually he thinks, oh, I guess he's not. Nope, right in at the last second. He's a madman. And I think that is something that for 100 Thieves, like they've come into today very ready for it, because it's one thing to go, oh, he's going to push you all the time, but then there comes this point where, again, I look back at Sunset, there's 30 seconds left on the clock, they're sitting in mid still, and someone's surely going, I don't think it's too late, he's not going to push, and the right call there is, no, he is. No, he is. They're coming, and eventually the push comes in.
It's when.
Yes, exactly.
And it could be at any point of any moment of any second of any round.
इसको बिठा तू जाओ बैठू कहीं नहीं.
Dealing too well.
Nice.
Arsenal, that's
oh, sorry, no, not nice. गलती से बोल दिया.
Once again, you thought losing two players might deter, but look at where they are. Two players are still pushing towards the spawn. Danby is pushing back into the position that they've just died from. The A site is known to be the more vulnerable. And an early post an ultimate online for Bora.
Planted.
This is a very good opportunity now for 100 Thieves.
One slip up though, and Danby will pull that advantage back into neutral territory instead. It's Cryo showing he's still got the opping chops to take down Danby. And a 4v2 for Nongshim. Plenty of runway for the squad, but the save seems like the right call.
Yeah, finances are rough.
You know Cryo sat there with an operator as well. You're probably the first one who breaks
6-11.
The credits really start to run dry. Yeah, you can take an eco. You can take two in a row if you want. Really build up some cash. There's a lot of rounds for 100 Thieves to catch up on. A lot of ground to make up. That's a very successful start to what needs to be a comeback.
Yeah, good hold off the early aggression. It's the same thing in terms of the reaction to the last map. I think especially after a pause, you can kind of understand why Nongshim would do that. You go, okay,
guys, like it, subscribe it.
Let's try and disrupt them, but the dodge of the flash, two quick shots, and even though he falls, it leaves so much space available to 100 Thieves to fill in, get in the post, and then have quite a lot prepared. And the fact is, they didn't use the ultimates in the last round, so they have them to play with in this one.
Few tags up for Cryo early on. He hoped he'd get his reward with a late push-up, but it is an operator stalemate that I think is about to come to a head. Cryo peeking through the wall will block Danby off. And Danby just sits and waits. While that stalemate's playing out, you can see that 100 Thieves are starting to scrap towards the C site, attempting to pull those rotations to get peeks out on the A site by pressuring the other side. But that peak never comes through. Danby, the most aggressive player that I think I've ever seen in the game, has sat in a corner for the last minute, staring at this angle, waiting for somebody to come stepping forward. And even as this wall goes up and down, this man refuses to move. He is waiting for a reward that he knows is on the way.
Oh, be careful though.
But now he's in a bit of pressure, a bit of trouble surrounded like this.
Another angle. I don't know how Francis isn't aware of that.
30 seconds
it was very clearly documented by Danby. And there's the patience And now the overdrive comes in. Late flank caught. Showstopper popped immediately. 18 seconds for 100 Thieves. And the TP almost seemingly used as a bit of a ruse. Instead, it's going to work out. The Showstopper is taken down. And the remaining players looking to try and find a way back in. Timatino's position is perfect, though. Already executing one. The swing from Dammy, though, he's been handed a rifle. Given the opportunity to try and break the lines of the opponent's bang, playing up close.
Nice.
It's not long for this world. And now the deeper positioned players need to try and hold the line. But it's all down to Mora, and he will not be able to. 12 found by Nongshim. 1 away from a third map.
दोनों ही fist bump नहीं कर रहे
This is
भाई.
the Nongshim we were expecting to see here today. We saw them pressured in the first map and they crumbled underneath its combined weight from 100 Thieves, but now Nongshim, they come back fighting into every single fight there, every duel taken.
क्या हुआ? Alt F4 कर रहे हो क्या?
It's taken with confidence. A big difference to that previous map, a huge turnaround, and indeed a scoreline that's almost a polar opposite of the previous. 12-7, 5 chances to close this out, and I think Haven is owed between these two teams. I feel like both have had their time in the limelight in this series, but we want to see both Titans standing tall at the same time.
I want that Phoenix battle. I'll be brutally honest with you. That's what I've been most excited for today. We've dodged it so far. RB, what is this? RB, what are you doing? This is madness in the smoke behind the entirety of the opponents, and now his teammates look to swing in.
RNG नहीं करना था.
Francis then drops the spike. RB maybe making the most aggressive play.
Nice!
Francis is there to close it. Nongshim will not go down.
RB खेल गया भाई, RB खेल गया.
They are taking us to 3.
It does feel like both of these teams putting their best foot forward at different times. Now, we may yet get to see them both at their peak. One map will decide who goes on to the grand final tomorrow and who will be playing for a consolation prize.
It's going to be a tough map, no doubt. An explosive one, potential. Only the player or the team that steps up the most will be the one to have the opportunity. It is going to be an exciting close to what will take one of these teams to the EWC final. Make sure you're back with us after the break.
It's Nongshim yet again getting the job done on their map counter. Despite the failure on map number 1, they find a way to get it done on Lotus. Despite the fact not having that Viper to help lock down A just the way that Big Time said it would go. They still get the job done, 13-7.
Look, I hate not having Viper, but I love the vibes more from the Nongshim team. I said, look, they got plot armor. They're here to stay at EWC. They won't be going home, and I'm happy to see that win.
So all of us back on over here, but also joining us is Emil, former EMEA winning coach with Team Liquid, and more importantly to this specific matchup, brother of Doom Bros, coach over at 100 Thieves. How you feeling watching your brother's squad on stage, battling it out here for a spot in the grand finals?
I'm so nervous. You have no idea. I'm shaking in my boots. I'm sitting there praying, doing everything I can just to let them have some sort of edge against Nongshim. It's crazy.
Obviously, there's a small connection here because Big Time's brother also coaches over at Foot. You guys sharing those types of nerves.
I've been there. I know the feeling. It's a horrible,
It is, really.
Do you find it, because obviously you were a coach for a very long time, you're very successful. Do you find it hard not to sort of backseat coach a little bit when you're sat here in the crowds and you go, guys, why are we playing this comp? Guys, oh no, we're doing this wrong. I'll have to text him, you know?
It's literally what I'm doing here. I'm sitting in the crowd. I'm like, I'm looking. Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. Like, maybe I can text him. I can grab my phone and like text him. Maybe I can see he has a phone on stage. I don't know. But it's literally, I'm thinking, if I could just hand him a note, like what would I write? What would I do? You know, it's crazy.
Let's dive into this one, 13-7 for Nongshim. A lot of it on the back of Ivy here.
Yeah, Ivy had a phenomenal game. I mean, the way that he was playing was kind of insane. And of course, actually taking a pistol away from 100 Thieves, finally.
Makes a change.
Absolutely. And for Nongshim, they're going to be happy with this one. The way that they were playing, how decisive they were too. It looked really nice. And for me, it just felt completely different. Dandy got a hold of the ball. It felt like everything just fell into place.
But for me, the more I watch Ivy, the more impressed I am. This guy is a textbook big game player in my mind. It feels like every time Nongshim need a hero, Ivy appears. I love this round especially because they know how they're defaulting to break that wall there. He leaves the gap, slips through and finds the pick as he's exiting. That's just, it's great adaptation, great high level play. I love watching this guy.
I think the way that he uses his timings are really good. But what do you think? Tell me.
I think this ultimate where it was a 1-on-1 and he shot him through Viper ult, he used the crowd noise.
तुम्हारा delay पे चल रहा है क्या?
He used the crowd noise to see where he was and shot him from the ult. No?
I mean, we saw it from a couple different replays, right? Because we saw it both. They gave us the vision through the smoke, and then they showed it again just from his POV, and he must have thought,
why did he shoot? You know, why did he shoot?
Maybe he's around here, the last location.
Come on.
I know. It was a crazy thing. What else jumped out at you, Emil, from that last round, especially from the 100 Thieves side? Since
I mean, for me, it was the start was really good.
Yeah.
But then after the timeout, they kind of like
the start was really good.
It felt like Nongshim put a lot of pressure on the tempo and always catch someone off guard. And then 100 Thieves kind of just didn't want to take the fights. It felt like we're playing scared. We're playing, you know, not together.
We are playing not together.
And for me, that's just something you can't do against Nongshim.
Yeah, I mean, so I want to just take you back to your old school coaching days. If you're in the booth back there with your brother on 100 Thieves, how are you fixing this problem? What are you saying to them?
Turn off your brain. Just shoot together. Just don't overcomplicate. Don't die the first 10 seconds of the game, and that's it.
Yeah.
Let's turn our focus over to map number 3, Haven here for the squad. We didn't expect to necessarily be here, given the fact that you could see on the pick side, it was Nongshim's pick that 100 Thieves stole away, and then Nongshim steal away 100 Thieves pick that forces to Haven as our decider.
It feels like this has been happening a little too many times for my comfort, but I was really feeling the 100 Thieves win getting into Lotus. I think comps-wise, I was like,
relax, coach, relax, and let them speak.
But obviously Nongshim just picking it back up, and then we're moving on to that Haven. I think Haven's going to be a really interesting map here because both these teams, they've played this pretty often. They know how to play. The defaults are there for both of them. I'm kind of looking at Danby and Timotino once again. Danby, once he picked up that op in that last map, was doing phenomenally.
Yeah.
Timotino, he was kind of quiet on the waylay.
Yeah, I think that will be a high-powered map 3.
Yeah.
I want to cast your mind back to when we last saw Nongshim play in the decider game there against G2, and they have that fantastic attacker half. Yes, it slips away from them. Yes, it gets a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But this squad knows how to play the map. I think especially they elected to pick that attacker side for a reason.
Yeah.
They're going to look to run up the numbers here.
Emil, final thoughts?
I think Haven's really good map. Doomros and NBS really good coaches on Haven as well.
Yeah.
So
A little bit biased there.
no, not at all. Not biased at all.
Guys, अब से Meki will be streaming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into that final map, Puckett is standing by right now with some Vitality fans here in Paris.
WC4, and as you can see, there is a line wrapping around the booth as everybody's waiting to see Vitality. Sir, who do you want an autograph from today?
Every team. I prefer Dirkie for the best culture with Perfect.
I love that call. We're going to get that for you. We've got some Gentlemates jerseys. I've got a Cloud9 jersey. Young man, what are you doing at the Vitality booth?
I'm a super fan, but I'm looking to meet some of the players over here. I'm very excited.
And who do you guys want to meet today? Who are you most excited to get an autograph from?
Honestly, Dirk or Chronicle.
Yeah, Sayonara.
Sayonara? Why Sayonara?
He's young and he's so talented.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
Are you ready to go pro when you turn 18 like Sayonara?
Like, I'm ascendant, but I need to get right to Regions.
Okay, we got to keep rolling down the line. As you can see, the fans are from all over the world. We got Americans here, a lot of folks from Paris and all over France. And then, of course, we've got some of our Chinese fans. But up front, We got to show the people here. Are you guys hands cramping it? How are we feeling, Yinzu?
How am I feeling?
We doing autographs too?
You know the meme that's like, bro thinks she's on the team.
She's on the team today. We feeling good?
Hello, bro.
Yeah, and then Chronicle, you two seem to be the most famous. Sayonara. Yeah, why are you winning over so many fans?
Team, bro.
I think because you were 18. They all want to be you. Who's the oldest on the team? Yampi, how old are you now?
I'm 24.
Do your hands cramp when you sign autographs yet?
Yeah, for sure. I hope it's gonna be over soon because I can't take it much longer anymore. So.
You guys put on a hell of a show for all of the fans. Anything you want to say to all the Vitality supporters who are here to get your autograph today?
I mean, thank you for coming. I wish we would be on the stage rather than being here, but you know, it's still nice to see people coming to see us. So thank you very much.
Vitality's knocked out, but they're still hanging with the fans. Come see them here in the Vitality booth.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
안녕하세요. 농심 레드포스 발로란트 팀입니다. 오늘 유언 목소리 나오는 거 한 맞춰보는 컨텐츠를 해볼 건데 한번 맞춰보겠습니다.
Wait, I have a rock in my shoe.
누구세요?
나 알 것 같아.
누구세요?
오케이.
아인구나 아마니 사마자리 아 스카이
뭐야?
예제
킬조이지. 야 뭐야 5명 다 달라. 레이즈인데? 레이즈 아니야?
너 뭐야?
킬조이.
아 클로브 같은데?
It's obviously Clove by
이게 클로브라고?
오케이 JJ야.
하하
Oh, there's only 5 of them?
귀여워
Kjedelig.
오케이. 난 준비됐어. 아 이건 거 같은데? 난 모르겠는데. 나도 모르겠는데.
몰라 이거겠지.
킬조이 왜 이렇게 좋아해?
아니 그 5 of them 했잖아 5 of them.
아니
अच्छा ये आवाज क्लोव की लेकिन डायलॉग कुछ और का है
아니 나 데드록 하면서 저런 말을 들어본 적이 없어.
한국어밖에 안 되는데 어떻게 알겠어 이거? 목소리만 맞추는 거 같은데.
아 목소리도 못 맞추겠어.
역해가 너무 많네. 아 해외 버전 해야겠네 이거.
Who builds a neoclassical mansion in the middle of an ocean? Obnoxious.
오케이.
오케이.
이거는
마지막 거 듣고 알았다. 몰라. 난 그냥 감으로 해. 난 감으로 하길 선택했어. 감으로 적어. 이거잖아 말이 안 마지막 목소리가 딱 그냥 딱 그거였네.
아 정말. 나 모르겠냐 왜?
근데 나도 솔직히 적고 나서 모르겠어. 너 뭐 했어?
하버야?
하버 아니야? Let's go. 뭐야?
보보
Let's go. Let's go. 내가 하버 해놓고 몰랐다. 잘 맞추네.
Nosy weirdo.
역해가 뭐 있지? 바로란테?
어디서 들어봤는데? 아니 이게 데드록 목소리 같은데.
제대로 이미 나왔잖아. 그렇게.
नियॉन की आवाज है भाई
고민되네.
나 일편단심. 킬조이 아니면 누나. 야, 나 킬조이 아니면
킬조이 같은데. 킬조이 맞네.
네온이야? 아니 니가 모른다고?
안돼. 아 그래 네온 목소리.
야 나는 이제 킬조이 3번 연습했는데 한 번도 안. Really?
Out of my way.
हाँ ये तो बिल्कुल ही समझ आएगा ये तो बिल्कुल ही समझ आएगा
이거는 스펠링 틀리면 탈락하기로 하자.
나 한국어로 적어.
हाँ obviously होगा
예. 아니면 레전.
공짜 모를 수가 없다.
예. 공짜 점수.
나이자.
예.
Smells like victory. And gunpowder.
둘 중에 하나인데. 나 알려줄게.
나 챔프가 뭐 있는지도 까먹었어 지금.
हाँ रेज है
레이즈였네.
아니 뭐야 나 그냥 찍었는데.
어쩐지 나 레이즈 할까 킬조이 할까 생각했는데 나 그냥 킬조이 할 거라. 레이즈
나 그냥 찍었는데.
नहीं रेज बोला रेज पता नहीं क्या कर रहे भाई
이거는 모를 수가 없다.
ये तो शोभा है
이거는 진짜 모를 수가 없다.
이걸 몰라.
모를 수가 없어 이거.
아니 지금
야 이거 진짜 이거 해봤으면.
와. 체인 뭐
뭐야 체인 반이야? 와 이걸 써봐?
근데
야 그냥 발음부터 러시아 사람이잖아. 진짜.
Seems like I'm the better one.
네 성현이 나 그냥 눈치로 보겠어.
어떻게 알았어?
솔직히 잘 모른다.
तजिंदर सिंह
너가 했던 걸 기억했어 난. 자.
चेंबर
뭐 했어?
चेंबर
체인버였어?
चेंबर
체인버라고?
응.
뭐야? 배웠네? 뭐야 얘네 아는 척 뭐야? 와 꺼드럭 되더니 와.
야 이게 체인버가 아니라고 말이 안 되네.
아니 체인버는 좀 더 목소리가 굵어. 아래 어쩐지 그 익숙하다 했어. 오늘 이렇게 유언별 목소리 맞추기를 컨텐츠를 진행했는데 좀 많이 재밌었던 것 같고요. 이상 농심 레드포스 발로란트 팀이었습니다. 안녕.
안녕.
Meow. Let's mute this. है ना? ये क्यों पॉज हो गया? और कितना टाइम लगेगा? ड्रैगो पूछ रहा है और कितना टाइम लगेगा भाई स्टार्ट होने में?
Time for this one though, Kev. It's going to be very close. Oh, that is unbelievable.
Welcome back to the Esports World Cup 2026 Valorant Semifinals. We are on map number 3, and before we throw it to Tom and Mitch, we got ourselves Agent Select. Welcome back, Digon here alongside Big Time Athena and former head coach and champion of EMEA, Emil, who's definitely not biased at all for his brother's team, Doom Bros' team, 100 Thieves. He's going to break down Agent Select with us.
That's kind of crazy that you're throwing him under.
I'm just saying. Hey, look.
Wow.
Big Time is by himself here. So I just needed to make sure that we all knew what's what.
Yeah, that's true.
I can stave off all the bias in the world. I'm feeling fantastic for Nongshim. What do you mean? They're riding so high after the last map. They stole away their opponent's map pick, moving across the Haven. Whether I know it's gonna be electric, baby. They got Danby. We know. How are you gonna stop them if you're 100 Thieves? You just can't.
How dare you say Nongshim is good? Let's go 100 Thieves. Come on. No bias here. No bias.
No bias.
No, I hope they pick something good for Haven here. Something classic. Something that I know what they're gonna do here.
Old school, a little bit of breach. Is that what you want to see?
भाई भी फिर से साइफर खेल रहा है, एक्स्ट्रा फिनिक्स खेल रहा है.
I hate breach.
It doesn't look like we've got it coming out from Nongshim. This is the double duelist that they are so well known for. Danby on the Neon, X-Ross on that Phoenix. Now just cast your
Hello
mind back.
Nandita, welcome to the stream. क्या हालचाल?
Was insanely dominant there, really running up the numbers. So for me,
तुमने stream नहीं करी क्या?
To counter with what looks to be a miracle.
Yeah, but Under Thieves, they both beat NIBR and BBL in EWC so far. BBL, obviously one of our teams, making it all the way through to semifinals. And here, both these teams, the copycat matchup, but I think it's really on Asuna and Timotino here if I'm looking on the side of 100 Thieves. It feels like I've been saying that all series long. We saw Cryo have a really good first game. That second game looks like they were struggling just quite a bit. But now, these two, they've proven themselves as those duelists, getting a lot of those opening picks and just being enabled across the map.
Emil, if you had to pick one player that needs to step up in the server right now, who would it be?
I would say Asuna. I think Asuna's Phoenix and him having impact here is gonna be the key for them to win.
Asuna's Phoenix, X-Ross's Phoenix. It's going to be a huge matchup, mirror match in terms of the agents, but only one will be able to look themselves in the mirror knowing they are going to the grand finals. Always looking good in the mirror are our casters for map number 3. It's Mitch, man, and Tom.
It's always fun to see both Doom Bros on the broadcast. A deadly duo in everything except for a show match. Now it's time to see if one of those Doom Bros is going to be going all the way to the grand final for 100 Thieves and Nongshim. Everything is the same. The same map, the same composition. The only difference is the players on the server.
Yeah, I think we come into this and now the sort of gaze switch towards 100 Thieves. Can they pick themselves up after that defeat on their map choice? Timotino having a bit of a rougher time. A shutdown after what was a stellar first map. And then for the other side, Nongshim, can they keep that pacing up already though? The defensive side not shying away from a fight, but maybe they should have done. Ivy's reign of terror was something to behold on the previous map. Timotino has been excellent in these pistol rounds. Still 3 of the 4 have gone the way of 100 Thieves. Will they turn this back to their 4th?
Cage triggered.
Well, they start with a disadvantage.
Why Dambi is just unlucky this time?
Smoke is deadly both ways. The wrap up from Timotino could be the difference
सीधा head बढ़ा
He has a
उसको,
backstab
random.
guaranteed. Ivy looking the other way on the walk up middle. It all depends on when Timotino strikes as the drone goes out. There's 2 players spotted in utility. A stun through. Timotino wasting no time. Francis stunned up with his gun up. Finds himself a kill and Nong Shim the advantage.
Stuns are cosmetic. That's why everybody hates the breach now. They didn't realize you could just hit the shot. Anyway, bang though, spots players and gets 2. He's given his teammate a wonderful chance. The Sova versus Sova, the doppelganger, one has to fall. Francis trying to bait the idea that he's on this side, but he is walking towards a timing. Just about gets around the corner. But Vora now is going to almost have to just keep his position hidden. Francis won't be aware of how close his opponent currently is and looks to reset the battle, looks to get towards short, hunt for where his opponent went. A game of cat and mouse with neither side really giving the game away of who is the cat, who is the mouse, who is the hunter, who is the hunted. As that defuse gets to halfway, Vora now gives himself a little bit of extra time, but he is being flanked on. He turns, and it's Francis. Francis is the one to win the fight. The hunter takes the first round.
Now Vora got sight on him first. Francis played that one blind, played it off instinct.
Yeah, they could Dambi. Kaise mara?
And this was the most impressive of all. How he survives there. It doesn't just bring it to the man advantage for Nong Shim, it keeps the spike under their control, under his control. And that's exactly what this pistol round was. A 1-0 start for Nong Shim. And an eco for 100 Thieves to follow. And this really does feel like a true decider, a true middle ground of these squads. These compositions, I think, where both have shined the brightest. And I'd have to agree with what was said over on the desk by our wonderful Emil. If there's a player to step up here, if there's a player we expect to see hit another level, it is Asuna, and he has to. We know that X-Ross delivers almost every time he's on this agent.
Yeah, and well, even if he doesn't, the depth of talent that they have is just absurd. Dambi's about to walk into the stack. Funnily enough, even though it's a stack, I still sit there and wonder how many players does he get? 1, 2 already. Bear in mind, he's completely alone.
Oh, nice.
No one else is here. You think maybe he's fallen into a trap. But the fact is, they were locked in with him. You surround a beast. And well, maybe, just maybe, there's an ounce of fear, but not for Dambi. Timotino now looks to try and do the same, but he doesn't have the weaponry to replicate that sort of magic. And they're looking to try and kill him off and keep this round clean. He wanted to knock it down to X-Ross, but in the end, he falls to the man he didn't want to give the orb.
And that puts X-Ross up to the ultimate. The run it back online coming into round number 3, the bonus round. You know, you stack a site like this, thinking that if the whole team pushes, you'll have enough there to deal with at least a few of them to make it costly. Well, they sent
Dambi is back, yes.
Only one man with a sniper rifle into a pit of snakes, and he came out with the anti-venom. Crazy performance from Dambi. As we said, the run it back for X-Ross available, and he is wasting no time. It's already activated, and it's used for the plant.
Yeah, he's just going to get them into a post-plant scenario, just about. We'll be able to get rid of it. Now, counter spam can come from Vora. A chance to maybe bait them in with a tap onto that plant. But it's definitely easier said than done. Bear in mind, this is a lower purchase for Nong Shim. If you're a 100 Thieves fan, they can't afford to get away with this round, but already it's looking pretty good. 2 quick kills. That Odin already deleted, and the remaining 2, they don't know they're being backstabbed. Dambi did not stop pushing. He never stopped pushing. It's left to bang, a nice double, but there is 3 for Dambi.
Nice.
And a round close, a bonus converted.
Nice.
I love the idea from Nongshim to start this out with just the ult used from the Phoenix for a plant. He was looking for nothing else. No deep control, no fight. And the normal response when you hear that ult activated is to fall back, is to give the space. They know that, so rather than hunt deep for a kill, they take the advantage that's being given to them. And as you said, Dambi's continued push, it was only meant to be a safety net. They almost needed to fall on it with Bang finding that triple, but the time at that point was already applying enough pressure. 3-0 start, and now a very low buy from 100 Thieves.
Well, you mentioned earlier on that if you have a stack, you send one man into it, and he gets 4 kills. You're hoping maybe you can catch everyone, but instead you just get one. Sometimes this man feels like a team. We have seen this multiple times where he goes into a site alone and comes out with an advantage. This time though, he has been shut down. A lot of damage being done. Back again. He's already had a few kills stacking up, but even with what they've built, it's going to be... Maybe having his worst whiff of the tournament so far. Even still, both players low enough. The Cryo at least has some hope.
Well, a shot to the body will be enough. The drone, it didn't see him. They haven't caught him just yet. One shot to the body enough, but it's the headshot on the Francis! And the follow through on RB! It looked like a whiff might have thrown their chances out the window. But Cryo is there to put them 3-1. Man who had an incredible performance on Sunset. He was the man who was shutting this squad down, indeed, on the Cypher, doing the damage, and he's here to do it yet again in a round that really 100 Thieves look to have no hope in.
Yeah, they started well. Well, that's a very stressed look at MBS. We've said it already that these are two very different looking teams. One Ascension and made it all the way to win a Masters. And sure, a couple of teams that were, or players that were gunning for Ascension last year over on 100 Thieves. But their investment over the years has been clear. Their success has not. Nongshim managed to do it incredibly quickly through their rise. Is this going to be the day for 100 Thieves to make it to a grand final? Or will Nongshim be turning 2026 into their year?
They've traded drones out on B. Nongshim putting that in from window. I don't think they were worried about the mid take, but I guess just showing some presence after 100 Thieves did the same. The defensive side, that's the first piece of actual info they've had to work with in a minute. I've seen one player towards A long.
They're not shying away. In fact, they've heard the operator ring out bullets. They want to try and challenge it. Still quite a lot of Cypher utility, but that first trip, has been caught instead.
What are you, Dildum?
Bora finds the burst. They managed to deny the ult, and again, Dambi just looks to take over. Still a player in the corner, but even though Cryo might be in the dark, he just about survives. The spams trade back evenly. Cryo still incredibly low, but they haven't found him, and he's dropped the spike. A low HP X-Ross, but he'll catch him with the jump. That's going to be an opportunity to get the plant down. His opponent a little bit further away, and nothing that Bang can do to stop him, but there's only 10 HP. An ultimate for X-Ross. If he can get around the corner, he might be able to pop it instead. Bang had such an HP advantage that he's able to close that out.
Yeah, it's a bad corner to be stuck in with that Phoenix ult. Like, you pop the ult, you swing out. Sure, it's going to reset your health right away when you die, but the spam is going to come through quite quickly. And in most positions, you're not going to get anything from there. But the straight swing out, as you saw the bullets whiz past Bang's head.
Seriously, Odin, yes. लेकिन उसने ओडिन से कुछ भी किया नहीं है मर ही रहा है ओडिन से
Yeah, they obviously really wanted to deal with that player, but that was a hiccup.
Low, तुम
gave 100 Thieves a chance.
Well, yeah, it looked like Danby had already done enough. It seemed like they're not shying away from this fight. Pop flash ready, but Arsenal maybe thinking better of it. There's the pop, but no reaction off of it. Maybe hoping to hear some spam that might give them a little bit of information. Instead, now comes the ult.
Oh, it's close, but it's only damage, at least to start, as X-Ross goes down. Danby follows, numbers kept even. The drop down from RP, and it's Bang to pounce on him, but the team being taken. It gives Nongshim back the advantage, the upper hand reclaimed. The run it back was already used up early on. X-Ross is back to full HP, nice and healthy. Francis not quite in the same boat, and they called to just freeze. Wait for 100 Thieves to run dry on information, to make a gamble, maybe flee the site, or maybe stand in no man's land. That ultimate provider now will find Cryo. They'll have the information to work with. The spike is already running the other way.
Yeah, I think if you're anyone else, if it's any other team, I think Cryo starts running the other way. But he probably believed in that moment, actually, they're going to try and kill me. They're going to try and kill me. They're not going to let me flee the scene and reset this fight. With Ivy throwing those cages, it held him to the other side of the map. I think the call's also been made that our economy cannot cope with a 1v3 attempt on the 100 Thieves side. The 4-2 scoreline will be guaranteed for Nongshim. And Cryo, all he can hope to do is hold on to the gun.
Let's go Nongshim bola hai.
Decent idea starting this out from 100 Thieves. The idea of the flash, it looked strange in the moment to see Asuna step back into the smoke and fire a flash out onto long. But at the exact same moment, a reveal came through from Vora. The idea obviously buy yourself a half a second, but just enough for the first ping to get the information. But it was broken immediately by Nongshim. And so 100 Thieves knew, okay, there's players back down the hatches. They deal with X-Ross on the run through. They contain that mid-fight as well. The chaos of the late round. Not managed well. It was this push through from Danby. The fact that, again, he finds so much value with Asuna down and out. RB traded. But this TP, or the TP that was taken moments later from Bang. The ult pop by Ivy, the information found. It definitely looked for 100 Thieves like they had the upper hand. I think especially after they dealt with the run it back and found mid lurk.
Clearly,
Nongshim recovered.
100 Thieves feeling the pressure once again. Both teams have been quite sparing with their pauses. I feel like MBS's words have been heard throughout this series so far. Of course, for 100 Thieves, there was a lot of pressure on this org, as I said, but you go back and they've had moments at international events, but making a grand final, it's not been seen. With the investment into these rosters, with young blood being brought up from the tier 2, there's always high expectations when you put on that 100 Thieves jersey. Whereas for Nongshim, this is more about showing that they weren't just a one and done.
भाई ये जो भी देख रहा है लाइक कर दो भाई लाइक कर दो सब्सक्राइब कर दो.
Okay, that singular agent is popping off once again for Danby, but
6 likes है भाई बस.
They want to show that 2026 is the year of Nongshim Red Force.
They're running into pistols. That's a great paranoia. It gave Danby at least one pickup, but the trade's not good. That's a rifle recovered for 100 Thieves. The 4-man stack towards this C site paying dividends early on. And a deep push from Timotino gets him in the right place at the right time. X-Ross, a huge player to take down, and they're still giving him a chance. Timotino challenged once more with the spike as well. And now RB might have made his way to the A site. He emerged from the shadows, but he is very soon to be sent right back there. Big pickup from 100 Thieves. They gamble stack early, they send the ult the other way, and everything goes in their favor.
I think we'll Timotino individually. He's been having a rough one so far. I think this was his second, third, and fourth kill, all in the same round. Giving him that operator, leaving him to lock down one side of the map. You could see that energy bringing him to life. An important round directly after the pause. 3 of the last 4, and look at what it's done to the economy of this attack inside, but even still, an early Hunter's Fury may be signaling that this would be an aggressive push, and although they've taken ground, it's more to force them maybe into a panicky B hit, but
Ooh,
well, it doesn't
nice.
look panicky.
Wallbang, सीधा wallbang.
Themselves the opening and put them on. Almost exclusively to the hot hands. Nongshim now with weapons recovered.
बोरा कुछ खतरनाक कर रहा है भाई.
Moments ago has gone silent. Asuna
ओडिन ले लेके मर रहा है.
Both coming from the window, no idea that Ivy is playing so
बहुत सही है भाई, पता नहीं क्या हुआ.
That should have been what secured the round, but now it has spurred 100 Thieves forward. It's given them a chance, a small chance, but one nonetheless. To reveal a little too deep, but time surely already gone. Backstab here from Bang could be huge! With Francis down now, it feels like they have a chance, a moment, but as slim as it is, the time could have decided it. If the bullets did not, a thrifty coming out of the side of Nongshim.
Yeah, it's safe to say that there was a reason we were excited to see Exros coming in on the Phoenix. Didn't have the best time on the Raze in the last map. Had an ace in the first map, but still definitely wasn't up to the standard we expect. But this round is exactly why we get excited when he picks up this agent. As you said, almost got a kill exclusively with the hot hands, but also the opener that he found versus that operator of Timotino, bringing him straight back down to earth after a big round for the squad. Sure, the economy of 100 Thieves got a massive boost in the last with all those upgraded weapons, so that gives them a repurchase, but that has to be a knock to the confidence.
Still able to come in with a full buy here. Oh, no, you can so quickly push away the thoughts of the previous round with a stronger start here, but
Asuna भी कुछ नहीं कर रहा है.
when he was 2 away from the run it back. The big safety net with a big hole in it now. Nongshim, 1 man to the good, and 100 Thieves.
लेकिन उसको लगा स्पैम रुक जाएगा, उसकी पोजीशन नहीं पता चलेगी, लेकिन उन्होंने रुका ही
Push up
नहीं.
on the A side. All of their focus should be towards B. Ready for this breakthrough. Bang and Vora now even starting to leave that retake of B as they clearly expect a late hit on the C site, and there is still a chance. There's no reason to believe that Danby couldn't be playing a fake towards this B site. We've seen Nongshim do this many times. The quick redirections. Timotino now taking all this space. This is risky. That jump was heard. They noticed.
Yeah, but now it's a problem. Him staying alive is an issue for them. 25 seconds left on the clock, and it almost looks like they have stood still for maybe just too long, but then Danby strikes at the perfect moment. X-Rocks at the same. And now Ivy, just the backstab, the final knife twisted in the back of 100 Thieves. That almost seemed like the clock was about to be an issue for Nongshim, but look how squeaky clean that was towards the end.
No, you freeze that timer at 25 seconds. Nongshim sat outside B. It looked like getting ready to pivot to that C site. But the pickup from Danby, the second that he deletes Vora. Not that they didn't start in an unlucky fashion, but that kill is what changes it. Now the spike's going B. The trap on the C site is left untriggered. Nongshim were waiting 30 seconds for an opportunity. They were waiting for a way out. They found it. Danby found it, and he has been the one to locate every crack in this defense. 100 Thieves facing off against him. They've beaten him 6 times and lost 13.
Missed.
Danby knows. I mean, he's not blind. He sees that that molly hasn't gone all the way, but he's hesitant to clear that corner for good reason. 100 Thieves right at that choke point, ready to flash around on Asuna. The second contact is found.
Shying away, but maybe falling back to the trap. There's the flash, but they are ready for it. He even pops ult in the middle. What's going on here for Extras? Bro, this is a semi-final. You can't be running around like that. It just almost feels like he's just having a good time, having a laugh with his friends in ranked, whereas 100 Thieves are trying to sweat out any round that they can. 2 completely different vibes.
Well, his whole job there was just to be the recon, right? Recons don't shoot. They don't have guns. You ever seen a Sova drone shoot back? Cypher camera, now don't talk to me about that, but he goes in, plays his role. Point of contact, finds the info, and they close it from there. And very nicely dealt with it as well.
Mola recons don't shoot back, but Cypher cam does.
Taking the duel.
Don't talk to me like that about that.
The trap triggered, and yeah, from Xross's perspective, he's pretty much dead. He immediately pops the ult. What he can't see, but we can, is 3 players behind him weren't blind and we're very, very ready to shoot right back. A bloodbath, and it's only 100 Thieves contributing. I think the attempt at the spam right off rip, it looked like he could have gotten a lot there, but barely a tickle onto Nongshim, and ult activated by Asuna to run it back in full effect as Bang crunches from the other side. The paranoia lands, and Asuna should be getting some kills.
Bang TP'd in.
Xross is taken too, and yeah, I'm not too sure what that was from Bang, but luckily it's the only player lost.
Yeah, originally I thought that had to be someone over on the attack side, but no,
RB was getting out of the corner after being hit by a paranoia. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, but they both TP'd, and I don't know if Bang was trying to act as a distraction for an ult, but that seems like a blunder. As you said, though, they come out with an advantage. Drone is going to clear outside of A.
तू किसे support कर रहा है? मैं Nongshim.
Cover going out. And a plant should be guaranteed.
मैं Nongshim को कर रहा हूँ.
Flashed off the angle. He's got to be careful re-swinging into this. Xross is waiting. He wins the fight anyway. Makes this further and further out of the control.
मैं under Thieves को नहीं कर रहा, मैं Nongshim को कर रहा हूँ.
The opposing side, and it's all down to Ivy. He's looking for a second target. He's hoping to try and bring this a little bit closer. But they are waiting. Arsena has his teammates back. They will get 4.
अरे वो wait कर रहा था किसी और का भी.
Back to Ivy's performance yesterday. The second he had the trigger discipline.
Oh, he could do no wrong.
Onto Cryo, yeah, it felt like he was going to walk away with a whole lot more than he should. But a necessary win for Thieves. That run to the grand final, still alive for this squad. And it was this from Bang, a nice double on the crunch. Let's not talk about the paranoia TP. It's fun when it lands, it's flashy, but the rest of the squad was here to recover on that.
Wait a minute, all 2 ciphers. An important round.
भाई ट्रैगो बोलते पनौती नहीं लगी थी. तूने बोला 100 Thieves तब लगी है. तेरे बोलते लगी है.
Big halves on either side of the map, but they want to give
themselves. जल्दी खत्म करो, ओए मेरी लाइट चली गई.
That pistol goes the other way, and the pace of Nongshim just is not stopping again. They fail on the B side plant. They go right back to the B side plant. Do you expect there to be a gap? No, Ken, they haven't seen Dambi, but he's whiffed. He's missed his shots. He's still standing. He's mortal after all, and eventually will be crushed.
I know exactly. 7-5 at the half, still possible, and it looks to be likely. Nongshim fighting themselves back into a commanding lead at the half with a Hunter's Fury. Fora desperately trying to fight his way through, but he can't escape the first pulse. Just about slips the second. The shock dart will guarantee no defuse, and for now it looks like enough has been done by Francis. 8-4. Nongshim with a solid first half here on Haven.
Nice, bhai.
Yeah, safe pair of hands.
That
final round and a commanding lead will put them into a good position. 8-4 for Nongshim. A chance to crush the key of 100 Thieves after this half is done. And for them, a chance to go for their second international trophy of the year. They missed out in London, but now look set for another grand final, unless 100 Thieves have got something to say about it. Let's go down to Lou with a fan from each team.
Très contente effectivement d'être accompagnée de 2 fans. I am now joined by 2 fans. On the side of 100 Thieves we have Jeremy, and on the side of Nongshim we have Colin. And the first question I wanted to ask you, Jeremy, is that are you wearing the right jersey? What's happening? You know, of the sun? Is this the reason why you're rooting for 100 Thieves? Bang, maybe?
I mean, NA is the best region, so we gotta root for it, no?
We hear some boos. What do you have to say?
I mean, I think 100 Thieves wins the match, and they're kind of struggling, but I think they will win this.
Still feeling confident with resilience, sorry. And what about you, Colino? Pourquoi est-ce que tu soutiens finalement Nongshim? C'est vrai qu'on n'a pas beaucoup de fans de Nongshim, notamment en France. Basically, why are you supporting them?
Parce que je les ai rencontrés face à un match M8.
अच्छा.
C'est une équipe qui est sortie de nulle part. Un jeu sorti de nulle part. Ils ont changé la méta de Valorant en seulement le temps d'un master. Et ça, je pense que c'est une première pour une équipe.
Okay, the reasons they changed the meta, basically, I discovered them by watching them facing Gentlemates, and I was just dazzled by them. Now, guys, I'm suggesting a little game. You know, we don't do just predictions. You're going to say 100 Thieves win. You're going to say NS win. So I'm going to offer a rock, paper, scissors. Whoever takes the win, this is a BO1. We don't do BO3s here. This is a best of one. Let's see who can take the win. Are you guys ready? We go at shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And that's a win for Nongshim. Let's see if Colin is right. Back to the game.
Nobody tell MBS. Nobody tell him. He's stressed enough as it is. He's stressed enough.
I think I might have seen him turn around during that one.
हंसना ही काफी है.
Listen, I don't know how his eyesight's holding up these days. We'll have to hope.
हंसना ही काफी है. हंसना ही काफी है.
All sights on that prize. A grand final spot up for grabs, but they are trailing by 4 at the halftime for Nongshim. Ever since they found their footing on map number 2, it does look like we've got Santiago Victor's back. This squad, someone that has already defeated some of their demons from the past, double down on defeats they've dished out, but they don't want to be outlasted.
Pistol round is a must. Timotino looking to lead the charge, and he's done. Good reveal. Vora helps out with another. This pistol round's looking flawless already from 100 Thieves.
अरे कोई ना एक ही round है.
And RB with an absolute mountain to climb, and you can see how far ahead they are in this round with them looking to try and manage those.
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ एक ही round हुआ ना.
The walk up, but RB's dealt with ease, and now Ivy a 1v5 will be the moment of the tournament. Instead,
ले मर गया.
we see us sooner. He got an all by the way, but nobody else is going to be handing themselves to Ivy quite like that.
Yeah, Asuna should be the one looking for that fight, but the rest sit back and look for the round.
Space
and Cryo's ready and waiting for Ivy to step on down those stairs. It is a 5th found for 100 Thieves, and this pistol, it was necessary to close the gap. I like that they started it with confidence. The pack mentality and the full push towards the A site, the reveal behind, absolutely perfect. As Timotino, rather, was dragging the gaze of everyone on site. The rest could float on through. I do want to see that be a factor for 100 Thieves, the pacier rounds up against Nongshim, because we know this defensive side, they love to push, and there is definitely merit, and there was on Sunset, to sitting back and waiting. But for the first few, I think setting the pace, setting the tone, important for this attack side as they mount this road to recovery.
Yeah, I think also we need to see that double duelist that the desk highlighted. On the defensive side, it's forgivable. They were struggling with the sheer pace and aggression of their opponents, and although there was a round or two from Timotino, he was ultimately shut out. Now he's the tip of the spear. Arsena there alongside him. He might have a fair few assists, but wasn't able to get too much in the kills department. This is the half where expectations now fall onto their shoulders. Especially, yeah, I was about to say, we're going to see some weaponry joggled over so that Arsena can just run in. Die, fine. Get a kill, fine. He just needs the orb.
100 Thieves Pitri.
Seen in the previous half. There's the orb found for Asuna. He doesn't mind what happens to him from here on out. Timotino falling is there's a hold on now for X-Ross. In time, it's not fully gone yet, but it should be too low. It should be too low, right? That should be too low. Gabby's actually getting really close.
100 Thieves Pitri.
The Thieves were at the door, but they've changed the looks. Four rounds to the good. But that one never should have been.
That might be that genuinely might be the round that defines this tournament for 100 Thieves. You've just lost in basically with seconds to spare. You were busy managing your
Thrifty
orbs. You were
जीत गए भाई,
busy focusing
thrifty.
on which player would get their ultimate. And you got overzealous, you got sloppy, you got lazy. And that's the moment the Nongshim Red Force decide to strike. There never should have been a hope in hell that they win that round. And for 100 Thieves, I don't think there's anything worse.
They've broken into a jail and locked themselves in it. Or Nongshim locked them in. That's incredible.
Well, that's like they've broken into the bank and they forgot to take the cash. Like, it's insane. They walked out with nothing.
They took a risk. They sent a man to his death to get an orb, to give them a better chance at winning the next round. And in the process, they lost a round that was genuinely unlosable. Fighting for a spot in the grand finals, and you say going out with a whimper, that is a dream compared to what they've just experienced. Burned too bright. Now they've been singed. This is incredible. This timeout. I don't envy any of them. I don't know what you say after a moment like that. Everything done right until the very final moment.
But
this almost just has to be a motivational speech.
I think you've got to fake a tech pause to get your adrenaline down. Like, that's the only
luckily
kick
for
the
them,
PC.
I do think that Danby ripped out his headphones, so that might give him a little bit of extra time.
That's a lifeline for 100
But I genuinely think in these moments for MBS, like, you can't even be critical. Everybody on the stage knows what they've done. Everybody in the crowd, everybody at home.
If you're critical, the game's over.
Everybody knows what's happened. This is about getting the mental of the team back on track.
Wait,
you had your lifeline, you had your road to recovery, and you've thrown it away. Now you need to find another route. You need to cut through the forest. You need to dig a tunnel underneath
हमारी टीम का Phoenix की तरह.
Red Force, because yeah, you've just hand delivered them an advantage.
Jet side से बाहर नहीं जाता है वैसे.
Moments like that, I can't stress enough. Like they will break the strongest of teams. It's so easy to point the finger, to have blame in a moment like that. That has to be a shared burden. And sharing a burden like that while Nongshim are running away with it on the other side of the stage, that is not an easy task. My heart goes out to them.
Wait, it just has to be a write-off. Like, that's basically what you have to do. Forget it ever happened.
It's so much easier said than done.
Yeah, of course. Play it round by round. I think if you're a 100 Thieves fan, you've got to hope for an immediate response. But the problem is you've obviously lost a lot in terms of finances, weaponry. You at least have that run it back available to you. That is the one small silver lining. And we've seen them have heroic rounds. We've seen moments from the likes of Cryo, especially with a pistol in hand. But yeah, you look at the buy. And it stinks. And for the defenders, wow, they've just had a huge injection of cash, courtesy of the Thieves.
Silver linings, Tom. They've got to run it back. So that's, you know, let's just look only at the positives. Now I'm finished. Now we can look at everything else.
Here's a gun.
Everything else is a negative.
Well, here we go. Arsenal leading the way. They've managed to walk their way in, and that's not a bad start. A chance for an immediate response, actually looking a little more likely than expected. The first fight going their way, but the immediate shutdown of the ultimate. Bang, hoping to try and catch someone by surprise. But instead, Danby's hot on their heels. The spam in an attempt, the spike ticking in 100 Thieves' favor. But they need to hold.
This could be it. This could be the reset that they needed. The best chance for it. The rifle up close in the smoke. Asuna needs to step up in a big way, and he does. The hot arms for 2. The deep push for even more. But he falls. Now it's the pistols left, but the time ticking so quickly already. Danby and X-Ross would need to be perfect, and now it's left to just one. They can throw themselves at this one at a time, but tucked in the corner. Bang didn't have a chance to fall away. X-Ross has to break the cam, tap and bait in for the fight, and even with Cryo falling so quickly, there is no time to recover this round.
Yeah, fantastic work. as said, like, we're going to be critical in those moments, but to have the resilience to immediately break back, Arsenal having a fantastic round. His ultimate actually not being that
Thank
much
you
of a
for
factor.
subscribing,
It was mostly
Kashu Live.
him standing within the molly,
Yeah,
fighting them
bhai,
tooth and
if
nail.
I am wrong, I am so sorry.
Timotino's luck with the
How do you
pistol as
pronounce
well.
that?
A saving grace to slow down the opponents, and then they just play that time. They play it well. An immediate resurgence, a response, and not allowing Nongshim to extend that lead any further. You now look at the defense, and they have some troubles of their own, but they're immediately walking up. They're immediately hunting for Vora. They're even throwing in a running back of their own, but kind of
भाई
stuck
साहब
in
क्या
the
चल रहा है
mud.
ये क्या चल रहा है ये
The trip saved them.
Careful now. Watch your eyes.
That certainly slowed this push from Nongshim. But going in the other direction isn't exactly an easy closer. This position from Francis will be spotted, will be seen by Cryo.
घूमना नहीं था
Dotting their I's, crossing their T's. 100 Thieves now. Boots on the ground for the A site. Post plant almost guaranteed. Damn, he scares me. Oh, he's jumping out.
Orre,
That's
yeah.
what I mean, bro. There's no way he should do that. There's no way you should even expect a player to do that. But I see him walking forward in heaven. I see no one nearby, and I think, yeah, he probably does believe he can win this round.
I'm not going to lie to you. I knew 100% he was jumping out that window. The second he walked up there, I was like, he's going to try and hit the timing as they go for the plant. Yeah, there are worlds where he comes out with a multi-frag. This was not that world. They were very, very ready for him to try and make that play. Now it's a round where
3 rounds का है अभी रुक जाना
isn't going to affect them buying into the next round. They have the credits to do so. For RB,
अरे रुको तो सही सब्र
the
करो
only thing
भाई
he's really hoping for is an exit frag, and if not, to die to the spike. Maybe steal an extra gun away, but not in this case. It will be a 7th round for 100 Thieves, and this one is a little bit more clean.
हाँ वो सेव पे था ना
Start to build up
सेव
that
पे था ना
economy
वो
once again.
उस पे गन ही नहीं थी
Little by little, and brick by brick, 100 Thieves can get back into this. It's certainly not too far gone.
हाँ
And they've
वो
already
resolution वो है ना
overcome their biggest challenge, which is not crumbling after that crazy round from Nongshim.
वो इसीलिए तो स्ट्रेच पे खेलते हैं
Fuse under their nose has cost them as the gap extended in Nongshim's favor, but now it starts to close once more. Seeing that, a timeout pulled into play.
Well, we've said this consistently. The Nongshim coaching staff are very proactive with their pauses. They spot the problems early, and they look to stamp them out before it gets too dangerous.
Starting में
And I think
लगेगा
they do it more often when they know they're on their weaker side of the map. Like, you look back to their victory versus G2 on Haven, it was a 10-2 attack side. They dominated the attack and won 13-10. They had their struggles when it came to the defense. Versus Mates, the defeat, again, it came on the defensive side. 3 rounds to 8 of their opponent. And even going back to the qualifier, it was an 11-1 attack side versus Gen G that, again, wasn't a convincing victory. So they know that this half is going to be a little bit tougher. And with opportunities given, a singular rifle in the hands of Arsenal was enough for them to take a round away from them. They want to make sure that even though they're 2 rounds ahead, they don't allow their lead to slip.
मार दे सबको
It must
मारते
have felt
आईवी
like the
आईवी
beginning
सबको
of the
मार
end for 100 Thieves when Nongshim found that round. But they've now seen their opponents
nice.
step back up to the plate in a big way. Well, this one's knocked out of the park by Ivy. A spam through the smoke for the man advantage. And it does feel like 100 Thieves have been the victim of that. It feels like everyone who faces Nongshim is
Ivy
the victim of
especially.
that at a ridiculous rate.
Ivy just has a BS monitor that's off the scale. Like, you're just going to hear it almost beeping off the charts if it goes anywhere near him, because the amount of spam kills that he's able to get has got to be infuriating. If he didn't seem like such a friendly guy, I'm sure many would be cursing his name. That's already a spot. Francis has info. It's whether or not they pull the rotation. There's a deep look. Okay, I said it was spotted. Instead, well, Francis gets the trade onto a Danby who threw himself to the wolves. But RB is well aware of Cryo's position. A 2v4 now needed to stop double digits.
Left.
And that's the option to go back, pretty much taken out of your control. They could have already pushed C long, and now you've lost your lurker, so no garage control. You can't go C.
you can't go B, not without a gamble. Instead, they'll play with the space they know they had at this point. Long is a danger, and that dropout from X-Ross is too, but 10 seconds left. They just need to play the time.
Nice.
But of course, for X-Ross, that means swinging in to take the fight.
He's been having an insane map. Like, you think back to what he was able to do with the Guardian when they were a little bit further behind.
वो बाद में आया ना पर.
I think now that might be his 20th kill onto the board. It seemed like RB again was well aware, but it's just the timing. We mentioned the risk of jumping out that window, and the next round they jump out the window again.
Yep.
They do not care what the risk is. They can make it work.
He not only jumps at the window, but with 10 seconds left, when he can play Ring a Rosie and wait for backup, he swings wide.
Why not?
And it's almost, it would be so frustrating. I'd love to say, see the silly mistakes he's made. He's 20-9. So, yeah, I guess you can just swing it because you're winning all your fights. I can't argue with results.
Okay.
Danby,
a bit more than a drone.
He's been deleted again. This is a big pickup. Last time, when this happened, 100 Thieves were already a man down, and the trade came in quickly. This time, they get to play with their advantage.
Completely abandoned. A Hunter's Fury available for this attack.
एक चीज देख रहे हो कि यहाँ पे ज़्यादा लोग Phantom चला रहे हैं.
They would find nothing, but it seems like Nongshim have gambled on the other, and there you go. Hunter's Fury will spot nobody on the site, but immediately the defense look to try and re-aggress. Cryo knows there's an opponent on the other side, but instead, it might be the push-up from the other. He's TP behind him! He's TP behind him!
Nice!
Those are plays that you normally don't see work, but RB's doing it on a semi-final stage.
He saw the TP and assumed that RB had ran away, had fled.
This way.
But Nongshim are playing a confident game. We've seen that from the get-go, revealed through, but Broken immediately flash, gets them through the choke point. They're paying with bodies as they go. Asuna, the crossfire with Bang, strong as could be, and the spam from Bora backs them up. As X-Ross finds himself alone, it will be a round win for 100 Thieves.
High IQ और
10-8 now, still a
Oman का
healthy
बढ़िया था,
enough
Oman का
gap
बढ़िया था.
there for Nongshim, but signs of life going nowhere for 100 Thieves.
Yeah. TikTok play in the middle of it, but it was after already taking control of the site, already shutting down Danby, and the Hunter's Fury, although not dealing any damage, it gave so much information over to the attack. They were able to get comfortable in their post plants. It definitely seems like a game of the calm versus the chaos. The patience versus the aggression. And with 100 Thieves stabilizing, if they can take this round versus the Pistols,
इन लोगों का save है ना
away,
सबका.
but that's not the start they were looking for. And also look at the ults that are available for this defensive side. It's a weak weapon round, but it is not weak overall.
5 round है.
Strange
5
to
के 5
see
ult है.
Nongshim stop like that. They've sent Danby back in the other direction. 100 Thieves, no doubt, expected to see continued aggression from this squad, but it was a freeze from the defense. Now 100's Fury almost trying to bait 100 Thieves into pushing this position so they can pounce with the players up close. But it's a very passive stance coming out of Cryo, coming out of Bang. The drone going through. Oh, that's a bit of a brave swing. And now the pressure for Cryo, as he's at least able to deliver one, shutting down X-Ross, deleting the ultimate that was in play. But these fights, not clean, not easy for 100 Thieves, but they do put it into an almost unlosable position in the end. Chances for Nongshim, but none converted.
No, as well, I mean, I mentioned that, as said, although it's not a round expensive in weaponry, it is expensive in ultimates. Nongshim throw a lot into this round. The run it back, the overdrive, the Hunter's Fury, all expended in this round in an attempt to turn the tide. It's Timotino and Asuna that are able to hold that line. That's a really important round from 100 Thieves because it eliminates almost every valuable ultimate that Nongshim has.
We said we needed Asuna to step up bottom of the board now, but 100 Thieves not struggling, even with X-Ross on the other side, showing up again in the same way as we've seen him many a time before. Continuing that performance with Timotino down.
left on a sliver of health himself. The hot hands thrown out on the other side. RB wasn't even forced into the open by it. Tried to get ahead of it. Caught off, the numbers back to even. Francis put under pressure, but he's got support. X-Ross is on the side, not for long. 100 Thieves make a quick advantage out of that.
Planted.
But they still have to deal with Ivy and Danby, the two shining lights of this squad. Danby, the hero of old, and Ivy certainly the hero of new. It's a beautiful start. The finish needs to be Ivy. He's isolated. The Cypher on the other side, but no info on where Cryo might have gone. The time will start to be a pain as the reposition gives Cryo a lot of space, a lot of time to work with. Waiting out that smoke has run the clock all the way down. Ivy needs to get on that defuse soon. Ticking faster and faster by the second, but he'll get it to half at least. The fight though from Cryo, baiting him in and then finishing him off for double digits.
Nice.
By Cryo. The full reposition at the last second, it left a million angles that Ivy had to face off against. Even knows the timing of his hand
welcome to the stream.
Right in his opponent's face, have all the information for the battle that was about to ensue, and then leaving it to the last second just to make sure if he lets go, I win. If he doesn't let go, I win.
Intense going वही तो.
Level, a streak of rounds, putting them back in this map. We thought that round number 2 of this half was going to be the backbreaker, the one that crushed what is, for a couple of these players, a young, inexperienced group versus a Masters winner. 100 Thieves are showing that they are not going to crumble.
No, their resilience deserves a round of applause. I genuinely, to bounce back in the next round from what was a death blow to the majority of teams, what would be.
What should be, yeah.
Very much so. But they looked at it as a bump in the road. They reset, they found themselves neck and neck now. With Nongshim on the back foot, you would think. Perhaps you'd be right. Francis taken out. That's the rifle on the ground for Nongshim. Only pistols remain, and a mass exodus of the C and B site as they look to reinforce A. Enemies at the gates. That's the last thing they heard.
30 seconds left.
The 100 Thieves have gone elsewhere, looking to steal some map control away, and, well, Ivy's still back in the space. It's dangerous as he finds the first.
Nice.
X-Ross here by his side as well. Filling back through to put the pressure on the planter, but the TP out resets us comfortably. That's a house wheel jump you never want to see.
Yeah, that's not some new tech. These players with the Sheriff, but something 100 Thieves have done well is just not giving them opportunities, not giving them free fights, unless there's a teammate alongside it. And they now know that X-Ross is not on this spike. He needs instant shots. The first one goes pretty well. Second one as well. Oh my lord. He almost corrected just in time. You can never count him out, but 100 Thieves, the trade was quick enough.
It came down to the wire, considering the weaponry brought in for Nongshim. It does make me, you know, if it's early stages, I'm thinking, wow, well, that's a great contest from them. It's a close round, but it's been a lot of close rounds. But 100 Thieves are edging that victory out every single time so far. For Nongshim, this half has been...
Breath stopped.
Well, again, you take out that ninja that they had, that sneaky defuse, and it's been a disaster of a half.
Yeah. They've definitely been struggling over on this defense. A second pause being called. I think 100 Thieves have done an excellent job of soaking up the pressure. And then when they can get back into those post plants, they've been almost unstoppable. It literally is just a blip in the second round where they thought it was done. Every other post plant they had has looked very good. They've been incredible at buying themselves time, and the clock then becomes an additional member of their team. I think shutting down Danby early as well, it makes it so difficult to break the sight lines on the entry back into the site. He's definitely had a quieter second half, while X-Ross has been nothing but quiet. Even still, though, A second pause called. A last-ditch effort to talk from the coaches. And 100 Thieves 2 rounds away from a grand final.
When it looked like it was all over. Not that long ago, now the lead is theirs. Nongshim putting their credits into this one. Ult's nearly online, but not quite close enough, at least for now. Picks needed, 1 for Xros, and this round becomes incredibly difficult if it's not traded quickly. Ivy spotted already, trying to make the play out of the garage, but he's not alone. Dambi comes to meet him. Now it's going to be a blitz. Cryo tries to fly under the radar, but second man through. Ivy catches him. Dambi, the trailblazer.
भाई साहब भाई अबे रुक जाओ भाई.
Puts 100 Thieves within punching distance of a grand final. They've got the code dialed in, punched in, and all that remains is to turn that final key.
I said it already. They're a team that over the years, their attendance at international events has been few and far between. They made it here last year, entered the group of death, and left in the group stage. Now they sit 1 round away from maybe their biggest moment in Valorant, a grand final, millions on the line, and a chance to be immortalized. But Nongshim are not a team to go quietly. They're not a team to shy away. They have pushed up with 4 players outside this A site, and they're looking to fight.
It's been seen though. It's been spotted. The drone had already seen 2 players up close, but they find out there's much more than they bargained for. Hunter's Fury kept reinforcements back, and Dambi found 1. The plan tries to come in on C, but the run it back cancels just before the clock. Not quite as favorable as it could be, but a reposition of the plant. They'll now look to fight deep. Ivy more than ready, more than prepared for everything thrown his way. And Asuna, the man who had to step up to the plate, we said, had to be the difference maker. Well,
nice!
Would certainly immortalize that position. Instead, it will be Nongshim. 12-11, map 3 going the distance. And it's a team who's already hoisted a trophy this year on an international stage, who's fighting for survival.
What an insane round again from Ivy. The man could genuinely have a highlight reel from every single series he's played this tournament.
Phoenix starting में Phoenix cult में मुझे लगा Phoenix मरेगा लेकिन मरा नहीं.
An immortal enemy, someone they will look to get revenge on for years to come. And for 100 Thieves now, the pressure is on. They're doing it again. They're walking up the other side of the map. It's the same scenario with aggression. The point of call, the constant slam of the button, but it's Vora that gets the opener this time. The trade onto Ivy, he could only get 1. Vora with another. Again. It's left down to Francis. The one man standing. The first kill's easy. Tournament survival. Bang. The prodigal son of 100 Thieves returned to try and take them to the grand final. He was on Sen City, but now he sits with the Thieves, looking to try and rob Nongshim and maybe us of an overtime. And Francis is waiting to see if his opponent looks to wrap around.
It's expecting the aggression. Of course, it's what Nongshim would do, but Bang playing this patiently. His smoke is faded now. The advantage in that fight gone, but the timing couldn't be better. 100 Thieves. They started.
Competition तो पूरा था भाई. Competition तो पूरा था.
Over on map number 1, it looked like the series was theirs.
Nice भाई, nice.
Into an almost undeniable advantage, and at the final moment, when they're counting their money, the vault door swings open, and who stands there but the Thieves? Bags packed, ready for the grand finals.
It's been a long time coming for this organization.
Nice one, nice one, nice.
They have been in since the beginning. They've been invested. They've been purchasing the young talent. They've been even bringing back old names, committed to some, but constantly attempting to make it to the very top of the tower. And versus Nongshim, I'll be honest, after round 2 of that half, I thought they would be boomed. I thought they would be out of it, facing off against chaos ensued. But they are the control, the calm, the reality that Nongshim had to face. As 100 Thieves will step on this stage one more time in a grand final and have a chance to take a title, immortalize themselves alongside Heretics.
Okay, Jiggy bhai.
It was a massive return, but not quite their day
today.
They made a deep run. They can be proud of that. They put out some big teams in a big way.
They're definitely back.
They're back. But back with a bang was 100 Thieves. An unbelievable display from this squad here today. They counted themselves in when everybody counted them out. Congratulations, 100 Thieves. Let's hear from them.
100 Thieves को बोल रहा साले चोर.
Absolutely. Look, we started this day with a huge question. Who will be our grand finalists? We know that one of them will be 100 Thieves. And standing by with Asuna right now, that must feel like such a huge accomplishment. Feels like a long time coming and a real chance to make history.
Asuna तो हब्बू बन गया था भाई पूरा.
To make my first top 2 grand finals appearance, and especially in front of such an amazing crowd, feels great, and yeah, feels like a burden lifting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you as well. You know, being for the first time in the grand finals at an international must feel amazing, because when I started playing Valorant, since I started casting, you were part of 100 Thieves. So if you want to maybe just tell us about that journey and how much it means to you to be there.
Yeah, it's been a long 6 years, and you know, I don't want to end this chapter without winning. So just going to keep going and pushing along.
A grand finals is played to be won, right? Exactly. Donc de première question, c'est sa première grande finale internationale. Évidemment d'être là devant un public incroyable, même s'il y avait beaucoup de gens qui étaient pour Nongshim aussi. Ça fait 6 ans qu'il est là chez 100 Thieves, et évidemment une finale ça se gagne, donc il espère évidemment la gagner.
You mentioned it yourself that it feels like almost like a weight lifted. Talk to me why this is almost a bit of a redemption arc for yourself and the team.
I mean, I made EWC last year and we bombed out instantly, and it was pretty heartbreaking. And the year before that, I got Shanghai and top 4. So it's just nice to, you know, get a higher placement than last year. And, you know, we're not going to end here. We're going to go all the way and win.
You know, Timotino said to the French fans, buy the 100 Thieves bundle. Do you have anything you want to say to the French crowd, maybe? Something different?
Thank you for all the support.
Monica Geller.
Cheers, and it's a one-of-one crowd. I can't believe it.
Wow, thank you so much. And also on a personal level, thank you very much. Il vous applaudit, il vous remercie, mesdames et messieurs. Merci à vous de faire du bruit pour eux. Également, il est ravi d'être là, and I think it's time for some key crushing.
Yeah, well, you mentioned a one-of-a-kind crowd, a one-of-a-kind experience as well here, Asuna. Crushing a key at the Esports World Cup. I think you're nervous.
Yes, I'm nervous. I don't know what I need to do.
Well, the thing is, it's a punishing thing, isn't it? And it's what separates this tournament from everywhere else.
All of them.
Is that, yes, we celebrate our winners on the highest level, but of course we punish our losers like nowhere else. Just before you run it, hold on.
Oh, too eager.
Too eager. I just want to hear the fans. Do the fans want to see our next key crushed?
Yes. Yes, guys, I want to know if you want to say maybe anything to Asuna before he gets the key crush. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. What do you want to tell him?
I think it's just too good. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's going to be great, I'm sure.
It's going to be great. Let's see how great of a key crush it gives in the end.
Okay, the time has come. This is it. Pacific's last hope gets crushed by the full force of our key crusher.
ये क्या है?
I heard you give like an audible gasp there. What did you say as you crushed the key?
I said, oh my God, that made a big noise. I was not ready for that, and it felt like I had the lives of a team right there, and it felt like, I don't know, pretty personal.
Come with me, let's go a little bit further, because you mentioned how much you love being in front of this crowd support here, and there's a lot of them. I want you to talk about, let's just spin you around here. I want you to talk about what that crowd support A lot of them were against you as well, but the noise, what did it feel like while you're in the server?
Feels amazing, and hearing, you know, the chants. I remember, like, in clutches, we still hear the crowd just quietly, and I could tell Vora, or Danby, and it's just amazing. And yeah, just one of one.
What do we think? Are we happy to see 100 Thieves in the grand final? NRG, BBL, who do you want?
NRG, I want my revenge.
Good stuff. Congratulations, man. See you in the final. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Ian, as it is Asuna and the rest of 100 Thieves in a hard-fought battle.
Okay,
all the way
guys.
to the third match.
कर दे
They
बंदा
get
भी।
the job done over Nongshim Red Force and book their ticket
कर दे बंदा
to
भी क्या?
the grand final of EWC 2026.
बंद कर दे क्या अभी? ठीक है। नहीं भाई। नहीं मेरी लाइट ही नहीं है, मेरे को पीसी ही बंद करना पड़ेगा भाई। अच्छा पूरे घर का है वो, सिर्फ पीसी का नहीं है। हाँ यस एवरीबॉडी बाय बाय। लाइट आती है तो मैं आता हूँ। ओके लाइट आएगी तो मैं आता हूँ। बाय बाय गाइस।